We're here live at Bailey Park in Uniontown for high school baseball action here on WMBS and the Triple Live High School Sports Network. The Uniontown Red Raiders hosting the Mount Pleasant Vikings. The Vikings to bat first here in the top half of the first inning. Let's take a look at their lineup. Leading off to second baseman Lane Golkowski. Batting second and playing center field, number 1, Cole Chatfield. Batting third and playing shortstop, number 5, Aaron Alexson. Batting fourth in the cleanup spot and pitching, number 22, Jeremy Kitts. Batting fifth and catching, number 10, CJ Nestor. Batting sixth and playing third base, number 6, Luke Nicotera. Batting seventh and playing right field, number 3, Reed Sofranco. Batting eighth and playing first base, number 18, Connor Drazel. And batting ninth and playing left field, number 9, Brady Poole. Defensively for Uniontown here today, Tanner Uphold in left, Christian Thomas in center, Eric Odom in right. Around the horn, Austin Grego playing third, Hunter Chukchak playing short. Mason Kuhn playing second, Colton Dean playing first, Tate Musco pitching, and Colton Sparks catching for the Uniontown Red Raiders. And Tony Hanola really couldn't ask for a better afternoon for high school baseball action.
Perfect afternoon, Brian. And as you said, this is senior day, so it's kind of scary how quick the high school season goes and how fast it goes, really, with both of these teams only playing 12 and 10 conference games respectively. So it's amazing how fast this stuff carries on and how quick this season goes for these kids.
Certainly a tough week so far for Uniontown. Lost a pair of games against West Mifflin, as they get ready to take on Mount Pleasant here today, but certainly still in the mix for a playoff spot.
Well, most definitely in the mix for a playoff spot, and that's the thing. They played a very good West Mifflin team, struggled hitting, only had 7 hits in those 2 games. But the game that really hurt them was the game on Tuesday whenever they lost 9-1 in 8 innings, having tied it up and carried it over into extras, but just couldn't muster enough offense to pick up a win.
Our pregame show here today brought to you by the Sprouse Insurance Group and insurance agent David Hughes. Of course, they always get you ready for the game. They're located at 217 West Main Street in Uniontown. Phone 724-437-9812 for the Sprouse Insurance Group. Our broadcast today presented by Penn Residential Inc., Essential Marcom, and Amy's Quilt Room. As Lane Golkowski will lead things off here for Mount Pleasant in the top half of the first inning, facing the lefty Tate Musco. Musco's first pitch, a fastball a little low for ball 1. A new vantage point for us here, Tone, today at Bailey Park.
We're nearly in the dugout, Brian,
yes.
which is kind of interesting here. It is a different vantage point, but quite a good one.
Every time we come here, we like to mix things up for you and give you a little different look at the game. Next pitch there a little high. Golkowski batting .333, 2 RBIs for the Mount Pleasant junior second baseman.
And you also get to hear a little chatter in the Uniontown dugout as well. That's how close we are.
Nothing wrong with that. That pitch missing again from Musco. These two teams have really had similar starts to the season. Mount Pleasant 7-4 overall, 4-4 in conference play, coached by Chris Firmstone. Kenny Musco coaching the Uniontown Red Raiders. They're 6-4 overall, so 4-4 in Section 3 in 4A. As Musco, his son, Tate, finds the strike zone.
Now, Tate just trying to get a feel right now. Getting loose. Really hasn't seen the mound a whole lot this year, but getting a shot on the start here today against Mount Pleasant.
3-1 finds the strike zone. We're full of 3-2. Tate for the season, this is his 4th appearance on the mound, has not factored in any decisions. He's worked 4 1/3 innings, given up 5 hits, 7 runs, 6 of them earned, struck out 6 and walked 5 so far this season. 3-2 now to Golkowski on the way, and this ball popped up in foul territory. The Red Raider catcher, Colton Sparks, unable to make a play on it, has actually went behind the netting. So the count remains 3-2.
Yeah, he lost it in the sun. He looked straight up into the sun and just lost the ball. Probably would have had a play on that, but just couldn't get to it.
3 Red Raiders seniors honored before the start of the game. Hunter Chukchak, Eric Odom, and Colton Sparks. We also honored 4 West Mifflin seniors, including Reed Sofranco, Aaron Alexson, Jeremy Kitts, and the manager, Landon Carlson. 3-2 again. Another one sent foul there from Lane Golkowski. So a long opening at bat here in the top half of the first inning. Brian Morozak alongside Tony Hanola. Bill Madden back inside our WVU Medicine Uniontown Hospital studios. Jerry Dupay behind the camera. Nice to have you along with us for high school baseball action on a Friday afternoon. Now the 3-2, Musco to Golkowski. This ball nubbed right in front of the catcher. Musco is going to pick it up, throw it over to first, close play, not in time. You have to score that zone, an infield single.
It's definitely an infield single. And the thing of it is, you had Colt Sparks coming out of the box there probably might have had a better angle to try to get the runner, but Musco took the ball from him, and as it turns out, we're going to have Golkowski with an infield single to start this game off.
And Cole Chatfield coming to the plate, only a freshman playing center field here today, batting .318 with 4 RBIs. Batting from the left side, so the Red Raiders in a little bit of a jam here early on, top half of the first inning. Nobody out. Golkowski on first here for the Mount Pleasant Vikings. Musco's first pitch hit on the ground, and that one will get through past the outstretched glove of Mason Kuhn into center field. So back-to-back hits here for the Vikings in this top half of the first.
And not a good start. Actually, it was a good at-bat the last time by Golkowski. Fouled off a number of pitches off Musco, and as it turned out, got that infield single, and now got something started here early on for Mount Pleasant.
So 2 on, nobody out, and Aaron Alexson coming to the plate. Senior shortstop batting .550 with 7 RBIs for the Mount Pleasant Vikings. Pretty good average, especially this deep into the season, Tom.
I would say. Well, he was one of the players to watch on the Tribune whenever it came to 3A players, so he's definitely showing why.
First pitch a little low there to Alexson. Count at 1-0. Earlier this week, Mount Pleasant split an opening series with East Allegheny. Vikings find themselves in a third-place tie in Section 3 and 3A with Deer Lakes behind East Allegheny and Derry in the conference standings. So you look at that Mount Pleasant split, not bad considering the fact that East Allegheny is now 7-1. In fact, the Vikings giving East Allegheny their only conference loss of the season as Alexson finds the strike zone. Or check that, Musco finds the strike zone there on a pitch to Alexson to even up the count at 1-1.
Yeah, and actually there's 7 teams in 3A that have clinched the playoff spot already, East Allegheny being one of them. Mount Pleasant able to hand them their only conference loss here so far.
Of course, West Mifflin clinched the Section 3 4A title on Wednesday after Greensburg-Salem knocked off Laurel Highlands. 1-1 finds the strike zone, 1-2 now to Alexson.
And a nice breaking pitch right there by Musco. Caught the outside corner. I think Alexson was looking for a fastball. A little bit fooled on that breaking pitch.
Uniontown also in a third-place tie with Elizabeth Forward in Section 3 and 4A, a game lead over Ringgold in the conference standings. Laurel Highlands sitting at 5-3 after they were upset on Wednesday against Greensburg-Salem, and again, check that, West Mifflin is clinched at 9-1, swing and a miss, strike 3. So credit Tate Musco, strikeout of Aaron Alexson. Not too many pitchers can say they've sent down Alexson so far this season. That's our first down here in the top half of the first inning.
And a nice pitch there by Musco. Just caught that outside corner on that fastball, and Alexson couldn't catch up with it.
Now I'll bring up the senior pitcher, Jeremy Kitts, batting .267 with 3 RBIs. Vikings in their away reds, gray numbers, gray pants, a little blue trim. Their dugout off to our right, and there's a hard ground ball right to second. Could be a double play ball. Musco to Chuck check, back to first, low throw, but scooped up by Colton Dean in time. They turn it 4-6-3 double play to end this top half of the first inning, so no damage done. The Vikings come up empty here in the top of the first. We'll go to the bottom of the first scoreless in the CR Product Group High School Sports Day broadcast presented by Penn Residential, Essential Marcom, and Amy's Quote Room.
Understanding the complicated tax laws when it comes to estates can be extremely stressful. Dealing with a loved one's estate after they pass can be one of the most challenging tasks for a family in a time of need. Hi, this is Attorney Dan White of Zebley, Mahalav & White. I'm here to help make that process easier. Our firm can help you and your family create and review wills and estates to make sure when the time comes to settle your assets, it will not be stressful because you have a plan. Don't put yourself through unneeded stress settling an estate or worrying about things you don't need to worry about. Call our office and we can help. Zebley, Mahalav & White. Call us at 724-439-9200 or visit us online at zeblaw.com. Zebley, Mahalav & White. Local attorneys helping local people. Let us help you fix your life. Zebley, Mahalav & White. It's gonna be all right.
Going on now at Seahawks Chevrolet.
Our customers can drive away in a new 2022 Chevy Equinox for only $239 a month. Security deposit waived. Stop in for a test drive or visit CHevrolechevy.com. Chevrolet, find new roads. Lease is through GMS for well-qualified individuals at 10,000 miles per year, 24 months with $3,500 cash rate equity, and must have a GM lease or non-GM lease in household. Payment is for tax, title fees, and for payment. Security deposit waived. Sale ends May 2nd, 2022. While supplies last. Call dealer for all of the details at 724-929-8000.
We're back here at Bailey Park in Uniontown. Brian Morozak alongside Tony Hanola, Jerry Dupay behind the camera, and Bill Madden back inside our WVU Medicine Uniontown Hospital studios. Nick Barczyk down in Florida for the weekend. Nick will be back with us hopefully on Monday. You just got back from Florida, Tony.
Just got back yesterday morning about 20 after 11, so good for Nick. They're having good weather down there right now.
Let's take a look at the Uniontown batting lineup. Leading off the center fielder, number 14, Christian Thomas. Batting second and playing shortstop, number 24, Hunter Chukchek. Batting third and pitching, number 26, Tate Musco. In the cleanup spot and catching, number 69, Colton Sparks. Batting fifth, the designated hitter, Wyatt Nails. Batting sixth and playing first base, number 33, Colton Dean. Batting seventh, and in right field, number 25, Eric Odom. Batting eighth and playing third base, number 7, Austin Grego. And batting ninth in left field, number 23, Tanner Uphold. On the mound, Jeremy Kitts for the Mount Pleasant Vikings. The Vikings looking at their defense with Brady Poole out in left, Cole Chatfield in center, Reed Sofranco in right. Around the horn, Luke Nicotero playing third, Aaron Allexson playing short, Lane Golkowski playing second, Connor Drazel playing first, Jeremy Kitts pitching, and CJ Nestor catching for the Mount Pleasant Vikings. The first pitch a little high to Christian Thomas. Kitts for the season, this is his sixth appearance, has not factored in any decisions, has a 4.90 ERA, has worked 10 innings, given up 15 hits, 7 runs, all of them earned, struck out 8 and walked 4 on the season. And the next pitch to Thomas, a little low to take the count now to 2-0. And the Red Raider bats, Tony, have been the issue a little bit this season. Team batting average under 200. The pitching, though, has been phenomenal. They just have not been able to get the bats going so far this season, despite an even 500 record in conference play and sitting at 6-4 overall. Kitts found the strike zone there to take it to 2-1. Now the 2-1 on the way. Well hit from Christian Thomas, deep to left center field, and that'll get a little mojo for Uniontown. Thomas already in his way to second with a stand-up double with a relay coming in.
Yeah, a nice start there for Uniontown, and Thomas just got right on top of that fastball, took it in the gap into left center field. And I was watching Thomas skirt around the bases there, and he was pretty close to try to go for 3, but looked down at the coach and said, no, we're going to hold up here. Don't make the first out at third base. So good start for Uniontown on a double by Thomas.
Now Hunter Chukchek coming to the plate. Chukchek, one of the 3 Red Raiders seniors on her before the start of this one, taking strike 1 from Jeremy Kitts. Chukchek 194 average with 6 RBIs.
Chukchek, one of the seniors you talked about as well.
And there's a ground ball on the left side, unable to come up with it there. Aaron Allexson rounding third on his way to score is Christian Thomas, and Uniontown takes a 1-0 lead as Hunter Chukchek goes in a second. So we'll give Chukchek an RBI single going into second there on the throw, and a run scored for Christian Thomas.
Exactly, and Thomas had the green light all the way and just spun around third base, and no chance to get him by the left fielder there, Poole. So good base running by Thomas as well as Chukchek to advance to second base on that throw.
Now Tate Musco coming to the plate, sophomore pitcher batting 148 with 4 RBIs. First pitch here to Musco, a little low and outside for ball 1.
I can't imagine you're going to see Chukchek try to get to third. Nice job by the catcher, but you got Musco as a left-handed batter there. Wide open lane for the catcher to make the throw down to third, so I would expect Chukchek to stay still.
And there's a well-hit ball, and that's going to be gloved by Allexson. Turns, throws, and gets Musco. So a solid defensive play there. You can see why Allexson, first team all-section there, Tone, making a defensive play like that.
Yeah, he did a nice job, ranged nicely to his left, able to get that ball before it went up the middle, and a great throw across the diamond to get Musco, but on the plate, Chukchek heads to third, so another runner in scoring position here for the Red Raiders.
With Colton Sparks coming to the plate, Sparks leading the Red Raiders with a 344 batting average and 9 RBIs, taking strike 1, senior catcher.
Well, just a fly ball here, scores another run, gives Uniontown a 2-run lead. So that's really all Sparks needs to do, and there's a shot again.
Right at
Allexson.
Of Allexson. It came close to almost turning a double play there, but able to get back to the bag there is Chukchek. It's just like that, 2 outs here in the inning. I think this game important for Uniontown. Obviously, you always want to win your senior day games, but I think they lost a little momentum with that series with West Mifflin getting swept. They'll have Ringgold here on Monday. We'll have that game for you here on WMBS. Actually, a series with the Rams. They'll play on the road against Ringgold on Tuesday, and then that final series against Laurel Highlands, and nothing locked up. Uniontown just a game lead over Ringgold for that final playoff spot in the conference. So next week's series is huge.
Well, both series are huge, and that's the thing. You've got to beat Ringgold twice at least.
Wyatt Nails with a pop-up going to first base, getting under it. Connor Drazel makes the catch for the third out of the inning. So the Red Raiders get a run on the RBI single from Hunter Chukchek, driving in Christian Thomas, and have a 1-0 lead after one here on the CR Parada Group High School Sports Day broadcast presented by Penn Residential, Essential Marcom, and Amy's Quote Room.
Penn Residential is a fast-growing human services agency serving individuals with intellectual and developmental disabilities. They are currently seeking full-time and part-time direct support professionals to provide direct care and support at our residential homes. Their DSPs partners with adults and children, and their circles of support help them achieve independence, growth, and happiness through high-quality, creative services. Candidates must possess good communication skills, have a valid state driver's license, clean driving record over the past 3 years, and have reliable transportation. At Penn Residential, DSP positions start at $16 an hour, and you'll receive full benefit package after 90 days. Penn Residential is a licensed and qualified provider under Pennsylvania's DPW's Office of Developmental Programs. Our homes serve residents in Fayette, Washington, and Westmoreland counties in southwestern Pennsylvania. For more information about current career opportunities, visit PennResidentialInc.com/careers. Penn Residential Inc. is an equal opportunity employer.
Marketing communications is an essential part of every business, but identifying an effective marketing strategy can be tricky. If you're interested in growing your business but unsure of where to start, contact Essential Marcom to begin the discussion. From business and product naming to logo design, website development, and social media, Central Marcom collaborates with local startups and existing businesses to maximize customer reach. Learn more about the Essential Marcom capabilities and view their portfolio at essentialmarcom.com. That's ESSENTIALMARCOM.com, or by contacting Dana at essentialmarcom.com. Moving now to the top half of the second inning, C.J. Nestor, Luke Nicotera, and Reed Sofranco due up here for the Mount Pleasant Vikings. Uniontown a 1-0 lead on an RBI single from Hunter Chukchek, driving in Christian Thomas. Tate Musco on the mound. First pitch a little high there to C.J. Nestor, the sophomore catcher, coming in with a .333 average and 4 RBIs.
Well, Musco fortunate to get that double play ball in the first inning. Now his Red Raider teammates give him a 1-0 lead. Nice
pitch there, right down the pipe. Swing and a miss from Nestor. Able to even things up. We'll have the Red Raiders for you on Monday against Ringgold. Then we'll have Laurel Highlands and Elizabeth Forward for you next Tuesday. And then the following week, of course, we'll have that Uniontown Laurel Highlands series for you. Another swing and a miss there from Nestor. Takes the count to 1-2. It'll be a fun next couple of weeks, Don.
Will be a fun next couple of weeks. And, the funny part is, Brian, whenever we said at the beginning of the year that playoff positions may come into play when those Uniontown LH games come about, and very well may get to that. Pitch was a little bit high by Musco, taken for a ball. So now Nestor even on the count.
The count 2-2 now. Musco to Nestor. The pitch on the way. Called strike 3.
Ooh.
Wow.
Could have been a little gift there. But
yes. Second strikeout of the game for Tate Musco. His 8th strikeout of the season, sending down C.J. Nestor to start this top half of the second inning. Then I'll bring up Luke Nicotera, the sophomore third baseman, coming in with a .269 average and 3 RBIs.
Well, we'll say, though, we are close to the plate, and it looked like Nestor was really right on top of it, so that pitch must have caught the inside corner because obviously the ump with a nice call there and Musco with a good pitch. So the first out of the inning recorded on a looking strikeout.
And Tony, I have an opportunity as well. Have to certainly send out our condolences and best wishes to our executive director's family. Mr. Pritz, our longtime executive director, passed away this past Tuesday, and his vision of local community radio really allows us to do these type of broadcasts with local high school sports. And again, our condolences go out to his wife, Catherine, and sons, Robert and Stephen, during this difficult time. We're all going to miss Mr. Pritz.
Yeah, and he was definitely involved with the high school sports. He wanted to see these kids get the action and get the accolades that they deserved, and he's going to be missed.
For sure. Nicotera taking a strike there from Tate Musco. Again, Nicotera, sophomore third baseman, coming in with a .269 average and 3 RBIs. We're at the top of the second, 1-0, Uniontown leading Mount Pleasant. Musco winding and firing the next pitch. Solid fastball there, and Nicotera now with 2 strikes on him.
I think Nick Taro was trying to hit it over these railroad tracks in left field. He just got a little bit ahead of himself there.
We talked about how young this Uniontown team is, and you can see that right now on the mound with Musco, only a sophomore, and getting just 3 seniors on this Red Raider team, as that one fouled off by Nicotera. And just 4 seniors on the Mount Pleasant team as well. Mentioned Sofranco, Alex, and Kitts, and the manager, Landon Carlson. And you might remember Landon, Tony, was actually on the air with us during a Mount Pleasant Uniontown basketball game.
I do remember. He came over to halftime and was chatting with us, and we said, come on, let's get on. And he was able to make his radio debut.
Yes, really a nice kid out there. And again, we wish all of the seniors both on Mount Pleasant and Uniontown's side the best of luck in all of their future endeavors. And certainly a lot of baseball still to play with both of these teams in the hunt for a WPIL playoff spot.
Yeah, I do remember that. I think we made his day whenever we brought him over. He was kind of
hanging out. He came on either halftime or postgame.
Yeah, I think we might even put him on both. I'm not sure, but yeah. He did a good job, too.
Yes, he did. Next pitch going to Nicotera, swing and a miss, strike 3. So that's now 3 strikeouts for Tate Musco. Has sent down 3 of the last 4. The only one he didn't send down was Kitts, who hit into a 4-6-3 double play. It's a 2 up, 2 down here in the top of the second.
This is going to bring up Reed Sofranco. Sofranco getting the start in right field today, but looks like Musco's kind of getting in a groove here right now. And I tell you what, he's hitting his spots. He's doing a really nice job placing these balls right where he wants them.
First pitch here to Sofranco, another fastball in for a strike, 0-1. We mentioned that Musco hasn't seen a lot of time on the mound so far this season. 3 appearances, but mostly in relief. Had worked just 4 1/3 innings. The Red Raiders really haven't played too many games. Just game number 11 for Uniontown so far this season. Another swing and a miss there from Sofranco.
I know it's kind of scary, the weather we've had and everything like that, how bad it's been. But these kids are able to get 11 games in, but everything needs to be finished by May 12th.
Swing and a miss, and Musco strikes out the side here at the top of the second inning. So the Vikings come up empty. Go to the bottom of the second, 1-0. Uniontown over Mount Pleasant here on the C.R. Parada Group High School Sports Day broadcast presented by Penn Residential, Essential Marcom, and Amy's Quilt Room.
Amy's Quilt Room is a full-service quilt room located in Uniontown, offering retail goods and an ample sewing classroom, welcoming sewers of all skill levels, from beginners to advanced. If you're enthusiastic about sewing, you may even want to consider joining the Quilty Pleasures Quilt Club at Amy's Quilt Room. You'll stitch fabric in friendship with every project. For more information, visit amysquiltroom.com or stop in to see them at 20 West Penn Street, Uniontown. Amy's Quilt Room, a fresh and modern twist to a timeless tradition.
Spring forward to home construction season with First Federal of Greene County. First Federal's construction and improvement loans puts you in charge of your dream home project with all the tools you need. First Federal offers construction loans, owner-builder loans, and home improvement loans. With offices in Fayette, Greene, and Washington counties, your loan stays here. Visit with a First Federal loan officer today or apply online at firstfederalofgreene.com. First Federal Savings and Loan Association of Greene County. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender, NMLS number 458729.
Bad hair day? Bad day at the office? Bad day behind the wheel? Hey, stuff happens, even to the best of us. At least your car insurance rate doesn't have to take a hit. Get Erie Rate Lock from Erie Insurance. Gives you a great rate that stays put until you change a car, driver, or your address. Plus, seriously good service. Now that's something to smile about.
Your Erie agent in Uniontown and Ross Traver Township is Sproul's Insurance Group, 724-437-9812, or go to SproulsInsurance.com.
Erie Rate Lock does not guarantee continued insurance coverage and is not available in all states.
Colton Dean taking the first pitch for ball 1 from Jeremy Kitts. Dean coming in with a .250 average, has homered once and driven in 6. Junior first baseman. That one a little high from Kitts.
Kitts tried to throw a little breaking pitch there and just hung a little bit. Surprised Nails didn't chase, but good thing. It was out of the strike zone.
Wind picking up a little bit, blowing out right now, and that one a little, called strike. All those pitches, to us, that have seemed a little inside have been called strikes so far in this one.
Well, here's my theory on that. You got the umpire on the outside corner who's calling it on the inside.
Dean line drive right to the shortstop, Aaron Alexson, who gloves it down for the first out of this bottom half of the second inning. And I'll bring up Eric Odom, senior right fielder, batting .179 with an RBI.
So far in this game, Brian, the Red Raiders have hit the ball hard. Just have nothing to show for it. You got 2 lineouts to Alex in here in his first 2 innings.
Another hard rip foul down the left side. Well, they do have something to show for it. Have that 1 run on the board.
Yeah, I should say, but I mean, as we said, they only scored 2 runs on 7 hits in those 2 games against West Mifflin. And as you said, losing that game on Tuesday at 9-1 and giving up 8 runs in the 8th inning, that's tough.
Actually had a 1-0 lead going into the 7th. And the Vikings tying things up in this top of the 7th, and then that seemed like an hour-long 8th inning. They played at 8 runs, sent 14 men to the plate. Called strike there on Odom. And you look in the paper the next day and see a 9-1 final. I think the game wasn't even close, but it's really a game Uniontown should have won. And they battled but lost 6-1 down at West Mifflin on Tuesday, and that ball again sent foul on the left side.
And right now, Odom just a little ahead of that breaking pitch. Drove 2 down and just missed the line. Could have went for extra bases both times. So need to just kind of slow that bat down a little bit.
Odom now 2 strikes on him. Kit's next pitch, swing and a miss. Strike 3, hopped away though from the catcher. They'll make the throw down to first. Nestor can't find it, able to regain. Send it down the first base line in time. A little hairy scary there for a moment from C.J. Nestor, the catcher, but able to get it off to Connor Drazel in time. So it goes in the books as a strikeout 2-3.
And a nice play there by Nestor. Just took his time, made a good throw. Got in a position where Odom was not going to be in his line of sight making the throw. Made a good throw down to first to get the out. So first strikeout on the day for the Red Raiders, and the first strikeout on the day for the pitcher, Kitts.
He finds the strike zone on the first pitch to Austin Grego, the sophomore third baseman, batting .091 with an RBI. Next pitch to Grego, a little high and inside.
Yeah, just missed on that pitch as well.
And you look at Kitts, he's settled down now nicely, Tony. He's retired 5 straight after giving up leadoff hits to Thomas and Chuck to start the game. In the bottom of the first inning, there's a little nubber down the third base line, just foul.
Wow, that ball had a lot of spin on it. It was funny. You actually had Nicotero stepping in there, was going to try to make the play. That ball took a hop and just bounced to his right. He had no chance to even try to get it. So fortunately for him, it was not in fair territory.
So 1 ball, 2 strikes on Austin Grego, 2 outs as we operate here in the bottom of the second inning. Uniontown leading Mount Pleasant 1-0, and a high fly ball there could be trouble in a right center field. It's going to carry and actually bounce off the wall. Grego on his way to second, throw coming in, not in time. Stand up, 2 out, double to right center for Austin Grego. And the Red Raiders a little life here in the bottom of the second inning.
I'll tell you what, nice piece of hitting there by Grego. Took that high outside breaking pitch and took it the other way. And he sent it a long way off of that right center field
fence.
Yes,
he did. And we mentioned the wind blowing out a little bit. And that ball just kept on carrying and actually hit the wall on a fly in right center field, very close to a home run. Now Tanner Uphold, first pitch swinging. Fouls it off on the right side. And Tanner had a terrific game, Tony, here on Monday out in left field. A couple of highway robbery catches on the West Mifflin Titans. Has done a great job defensively throughout the course of the season. Hasn't had too many at-bats at the plate. And he has a rip here that's going to get gloved again by Alex, and turning, throwing, and getting. Uphold again, very similar to the Musco out that was recorded in the first inning. Uphold retired here 6-3 to end the inning. So the Red Raiders strand Grego after that double. We've played 2 already. It's a 1-0 lead for Uniontown over Mount Pleasant here on the C. Harper Auto Group High School Sports Day broadcast presented by Penn Residential, Central Marcom, and Amy's Quote Room.
Uniontown Detailing offers an all-inclusive auto care experience. Services include full auto detailing, professional ceramic coatings, window tinting, undercoating, paintless dent repair, and more. Uniontown Detailing has moved to a new location on 255 South Mount Vernon Avenue in Uniontown. Stop by and check them out today. Best of luck this season to all local teams from Uniontown Detailing.
Fayette County Recorder of Deeds John Marietta would like to wish the Laurel Highlands Mustangs, the Uniontown Red Raiders, and all of our local high school baseball teams the best of luck this season, and invite you to listen to his show every Tuesday at 3:15 here on WMBS.
Penn Residential is a human services agency providing around-the-clock services and supports for individuals with intellectual and developmental disabilities. Their residential homes are located in local communities to offer residents quality care while also encouraging autonomy. They're a fast-growing company offering rewarding employment opportunities to direct support professionals interested in making positive impacts in the lives of others. The SP positions start at $16 an hour and will receive a full benefit package after 90 days. For more information information about current career opportunities, visit PennResidentialINC.com/careers.
Back here at Bailey Park in Uniontown, Brian Morozak alongside Tony Hanola, Jerry Dupay behind the camera, Bill Madden back inside our WVU Medicine Uniontown Hospital studios. A 1-0 lead, Uniontown over Mount Pleasant. Tate Musco, first pitch here, missing to Connor Drazel. It's Drazel, Poole, and Golkowski. Hitters 8, 9, and 1 due up for Mount Pleasant here in this top of the third.
Well, Musco, after a 3 strikeout inning, that last inning, 3 up and 3 down. Looking to continue where he is right now. He's finding his spots and hitting them. He's pitching a nice game so far here for the Red Raiders.
Has retired 5 straight. Misses there.
And just missed a little up there.
Drazel coming into the game with a .294 average, 5 RBIs. Freshman first baseman for the Mount Pleasant Vikings. Next pitch from Musco. Called strike.
Looked a little low, but
I thought
Musco
so too.
will take it.
I'm done guessing. I'm just going to wait for the home plate umpire to make his call. Next pitch on the way. Well, hits a short.
Nice
Chuck check. Diving stop from his knees. Throw over to first. Not in time. Just couldn't get anything behind that throw from the seat of his pants. But still a good effort to keep that ball in the infield.
No, great effort. And an infield hit there for Drazel. But I'll tell you what, Chuck check. The shame of it was he couldn't get up on his legs to make a strong throw. Tried to make a throw, but dribbled it over there. So it's going to be an infield hit for Drazel. That's the 3rd so far here today for Mount Pleasant.
Yeah, they got back-to-back hits from Golkowski and Chatfield to start the game, much like Uniontown. And then Allison struck out and Kitts it into that 4-6-3 double play to end the first inning. And then Musco striking out the side in the second. Drazel with his leadoff single here in the third, and Brady Poole at the plate.
And Drazel not with a very big lead. But actually, they were trying to see if Poole was going to bunt. Get the third baseman, Grego, checking in here. He's about 5 steps in front of the bag. So he's looking for the bunt, no doubt.
Musco, clean look over at first, and the bunt is laid down. Goes right back to Tate. He'll make the throw over to first in time to retire Brady Poole. But Poole with the sacrifice able to advance Drazel in a scoring position now at second.
Unfortunately, the Red Raiders realized that Grego was charging on the play. Chuck Check and Uphold sprinting in from left field to cover third to make sure that Drazel didn't advance an extra base. So a sacrifice bunt there by Poole. And now Mount Pleasant with a runner in scoring position.
Of course, the old dirt infield here at Bailey Park as well, if you folks on the radio side. Lane Golkowski now top of the order coming to the plate. He had an infield single first time up. Musco glance back at second. First pitch here inside. Called first ball on Lane Golkowski.
Yeah, had to get out of the way of that one a little bit. But as we said, had a nice at-bat the first time. Saw about 8 or 9 pitches before he dribbled one and got an infield hit.
Musco now glance back at second. Next pitch a little low, 2-0 now to Lane Golkowski. With Connor Drazel on second, Vikings down 1-0 as we work here in the top half of the third inning.
And you've got to wonder, too, if Golkowski, I mean, he can handle the bat well. See what he can do. He might be able to bunt for a hit as deep as Grego is at third base.
Next pitch on the way, fouled off into the netting, takes us to 2-1.
Yeah. Coach is giving him some instructions here. Basically telling him he was reaching for the pitch, which he was.
You can certainly hear everything from our broadcast location, no doubt about that.
Oh, we're in the game. There's no doubt about that.
Like those old EA Sports commercials, when it's in the game, it's in the game. We're in the game here at Bailey Park.
We are in the game.
Now another glance back there from Musco. Breaking ball inside. Takes us to 3-1.
And Musco was fortunate enough to get out of that first inning with a double play, but I'm not so sure you want to set it up here.
I think among the renovations, Tony, on tap here at Bailey Park over the next couple of years is a new scoreboard here as well. We've not had down here in quite some time. That one low and in the dirt for ball 4. So 1-out walk issued to Lane Golkowski, and Golkowski on base for the second time in this game. That'll bring up the freshman center fielder, Cole Chatfield.
Chatfield got a single his first time up. Was doubled off on that double play ball, but hit by Kitts. So now Musco's looking to try to do the same thing, have Chatfield ground into a double play and get out of this inning.
See what transpires.
Somebody's little something going on in the Uniontown dugout. Not so sure what's happening.
Nonetheless, Musco refocused here again. Catcher Colton Sparks. 2 on, 1 out. Vikings down 1-0 here in the top of the third. That pitch a little outside to Cole Chatfield. Again, had that single back in the first inning.
Yeah, interestingly enough, started him off there with a breaking pitch, Brian. Thought he might try to catch the outside corner with a fastball. You have Sparks set out just a little bit outside. It's going to be tough for Chatfield to pull that pitch if he does get a fastball there.
Musco's next pitch to Chatfield popped up. Look out here.
Nah, it's not. It's over our head. I'll save you, Brian. Don't be worrying about it now. Jeez. Got to save you every game.
He only had like 1 or 2 catches over the years. We've taken.
I only had to.
Yeah.
Only had to have a couple catches to save you, buddy. They were both down here.
Yes. We seem to get more action down here than we get at most venues. Another one fouled off there from Chatfield.
I think we're safe here.
I agree with a full fence in front of us, unless you get a real high pop fly coming down that we can't catch.
I'll get a beat on it.
Yes. You're nice and tan from Florida.
Thank you, sir. Beautiful weather down there. It was 85, like 10 to 15 mile an hour breeze every day, no humidity.
We had a couple 85-degree days. Also had a couple of 30-degree days while you were gone, so it was up and down.
Yeah.
Now 2 strikes on Chatfield, swing and a miss, strike 3. So Tate Musco continues to pitch well. That's now 5 strikeouts in this game through 2 2/3 innings. Now 2 outs here in the top of the third with Aaron Alexson coming to the plate. Alexson batting .550 with 7 RBIs. Was one of Musco's strikeout victims back in the first inning.
He's got to be extremely careful, though. A little different situation here in that 2 outs. So he's going to try to protect with everything he has. Plus, you said a .550 hitter on the year.
He can do some damage, and he'll swing at the first pitch, ground ball to second, juggled. Kuhn trying to regain, able to flip it off to Hunter Chukchek, covering short to get the out, 4-6 to end the inning. So the Vikings strand 2 here in the top of the third. Will move to the bottom of the third, a 1-0 lead for Uniontown over Mount Pleasant here on the C. Harper Auto Group High School Sports Day broadcast presented by Penn Residential, Essential Marcom, and Amy's Quote Room.
Attorneys from all over the state and nation advertise in southwestern Pennsylvania for personal injury and workers' comp cases. But most of them send their assistants to do the legwork. You might not even meet your attorney until your first hearing.
We're local attorneys, Davis & Davis.
We meet directly with our clients, including free consultations, and there are no fees until you receive money on your case.
If you've been injured, call Davis & Davis, representing you and your neighbors yesterday, today, and tomorrow.
Phone 724-437-2799.
UPMC Centers for Rehab Services on Wayland Smith Drive offers cutting-edge physical therapy. Jim Burns and his staff are residents of the community, treating sports injuries, neurological conditions, back pain, sprains and strains, joint replacements, hand injuries, and other conditions. They treat you efficiently and safely by taking all necessary precautions while disinfecting the clinic regularly. All insurance accepted. Experienced therapists. Convenient location and hours. Part of the community. Call the office with a prescription from your doctor or schedule by direct access 724-437-7500.
On the go? No time to stop? That's when you'll love Peach & Pharmacy's curbside pickup at Peach & Market in downtown Connellsville. Next time you have a prescription to get, let Peach & Pharmacy make it easy for you. Call ahead at 724-626-9600 or send a message. Let friendly curbside pickup keep you right where you want to be, in the driver's seat. Peach & Pharmacy, your local pharmacy.
We're back here at Bailey Park in Uniontown, a 1-0 lead for the Uniontown Red Raiders over the Mount Pleasant Vikings as we move to the bottom of the third and due up for the Red Raiders. Top of the order, Christian Thomas, Hunter Chukchek, and Tate Musco.
And in between innings, we're getting serenaded by the Red Raiders singing Living on a Prayer to us.
Music's been nice down here
today.
Yeah,
it's been good. Keeping these team upbeat. Here's Thomas coming to bat. Thomas with that ringing double to start this first inning off against Mount Pleasant. Scored a run.
His teammates rooting him on. First pitch here to Christian Thomas, called strike 1.
Thomas has been good at both hitting and on the mound for the Red Raiders this year. He was a starter in that game against West Mifflin on Monday. My
Correct.
days were mixed up. I kept saying Tuesday, Wednesday, but I guess it was Monday.
Yeah, it was Monday, Tuesday this week, and he actually had a perfect game going for a while. No hitter going for a while. He's going to pick up another hit here.
Yeah, he's
single into left field. So Thomas, 2 for 2. That'll get that average up a little bit.
Yeah, he's got a perfect game going on here, but it's at the plate.
Yes. And the Red Raiders a base runner trying to add on here in the bottom half of the third inning now with Hunter Chuckcheck coming to the plate. Chuckcheck, that RBI single to left, drove in Thomas last time up. His 7th RBI of the year.
And you're going to have to be careful. Nestor's going to have to keep an eye out because Thomas shows some great speed. Would not be surprised to see him take off early in the count.
I'll check him here early on. And he's back safely. Jeremy Kidd starting his 3rd inning of work on the mound here for the Mount Pleasant Vikings.
Well, thing of Kitts, like when he throws that breaking pitch, it takes a little while to get in. He's going to try to keep Thomas close over there, but he's got to be careful because I got a feeling Thomas is going to take off. I'm not going to say the first pitch. I'm going to guess the second pitch. I think he's probably going to throw a fastball here and then go back to the breaking pitch. That was a little closer than the last two.
It's Coach LaPresto over there coaching first, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
Kenny Musco down at 3rd.
Yep.
Joe's done a great job with the Uniontown pitchers this year. And talking to head coach Kenny Musco, he credits the pitching improvement to Coach LaPresto and also Jimmy Burns and his impact he's had on the players here at Uniontown as well this year.
Well, 2 guys that know a lot about baseball, no doubt. They've been around the game for a long time.
Next pitch to Chuckcheck with Thomas going. Pitching there for a strike, no throw, and they'll let Thomas just take second uncontested.
You know, give him a stolen base there. Nice job by Chuckcheck to show bunt. Pull back. He did take a strike there. But now he's got a chance to drive in a run. It'd be his second of the game if he does.
Just an 0-1 count. We had about 3 or 4 throws over to first, and that was the first actually going in Chuckcheck's direction. Now he's behind 0-2, fouling that one off.
Yeah, kind of reached a little bit for that one. That pitch looked like it might have been a little bit outside, but fouled it off. Now getting the signs.
With Tate Musco due up next.
Tate's done a great job on the mound so far here today for the Red Raiders.
And Chuckcheck back in the box. Kit's breaking ball. A little high.
Was a little high. Alexson tried to decoy Thomas back in there before.
You can tell Alexson's a heady player.
He's a nice-looking shortstop. There's no doubt. He's made 2 nice plays. Obviously, a couple were hit right at him, but those ground balls up the middle that he snared, you can see he's got a lot of range. I was going to say, I'm sure a couple schools are looking at him.
I'd have to say so.
Yeah.
Senior finishing his final year at Mount Pleasant. He'll get a ground ball here. Looks the runner Thomas back. Throw over to first in time to retire Chuckcheck 6-3. He was going to make sure that Thomas did not attempt to go down to third base.
No, unfortunately for Uniontown, the ball hit on the left side of the diamond. And actually hit probably the best fielder we're going to see here today.
One of the best fielders we've seen all season with some of the plays he's made defensively.
Yeah.
Now Tate Musco coming to the plate. He grounded out 6-3 first time up, and Alexson's been involved in 3 putouts defensively on ground ball so far in this game. And this one ripped right up the middle into center field from Musco. Thomas rounding third on his way to the plate. Throw coming in, and Christian Thomas extends the Uniontown lead now to 2-0. It'll be an RBI single for Tate Musco, the 5th run he's driven in so far this season. He advances to second on the throw, and Uniontown now with a 2-0 lead as we work here with 1 out in the bottom of the 3rd inning.
Yeah, and Musco did a nice job getting that ball right up the middle. And it was kind of interesting. I thought Alexson was pinching towards the middle with Thomas at second base, but he went back into his spot. Musco able to place that ball perfectly and drive in the run.
So both Uniontown runs in this game have been scored by Christian Thomas. Now Colton Sparks at the plate. First pitch to Colts. This is for ball 1 from Jeremy Kitts.
I was going to say, too, I was watching the second baseman. You had Goloski giving up a lot of room, a lot of hole on that left side for Musco, but he was able to drive it up the middle.
Next pitch to Sparks, well hit, high fly ball into center field. Cole Chatfield getting under to make the catch. And thinking about tagging there was Musco, but he's going to head back to the bag with a nice gun coming in there from Chatfield out in center.
Not so sure he couldn't have made it, though.
If he would have went right away with no hesitation,
yeah,
I think he might have had an
he would have
opportunity
too,
to get down there.
Well, because the reason is, too, you had Chatfield. He was backing up to make that catch. He had to turn around and spin to get it into Alex. And so he might have been able to get in there easily at third, but either way, he's still at second base, and now 2 outs for the Red Raiders.
Another big guy coming to the plate, Wyatt Nails. Takes the first pitch for ball, one hopped away there from the catcher, C.J. Nestor, and that will allow Musco to go down to third. Talk about 2 big guys bat back-to-back, Sparks and Nails.
They are big fellas, no doubt. A lot of pop. If they can catch a hold of it, you don't have
look out.
You don't
Especially
have very deep fences here either. So
yeah, with that wind blowing out, you might see a homer or 2 before the afternoon's done.
We're
going to get a courtesy runner here with 2 outs here in the inning for the pitcher Musco.
It's going to be number 20, but I think do we have 2 number 20s on the roster?
Well, I believe that's Tyler Gasper.
Okay.
That's Gasper on the new roster we got, wearing number 20. But a couple of number changes here throughout the course of the season. That's tough. Nails fouled that off of his face.
He's taking it like a man, though.
Yes.
He's not rubbing it. There's no doubt about it, but he can feel the effects from it. I'd take it. I'd take a minute. Let the coach go in, talk to him, step out, give him a little chance. Looks like he caught him like right underneath the right eye.
And Kenny asking for a little medical timeout. Tells coach he's all right.
The umpires are going to be okay with that.
Yeah.
Nails pretty tough kid, though, to take that.
Yeah.
Might wake up with a shiner tomorrow.
Yeah. Yeah, you don't know what kind of after effects you might see after taking a shot like that.
I like to say, it didn't catch him in the eye, it looks like, but yeah, it looks, he might have a little bit of a bruise there.
Yeah, he'll have a little spot on his face tomorrow.
Yep. And have to have a little bit of ice on it later on.
Next pitch to Wyatt. Well hit through on the left side. That'll score another run. Gasper, the courtesy runner, coming around. RBI single for Wyatt Nails. His second RBI of the year. And Uniontown's lead now at 3-0.
And a nice job there by Nails, showing no ill effect at fouling that ball off his face. So 3-0 now. Red Raiders with 2 runs in this inning, and you got Clay Dean coming up. Dean lined out to the shortstop the first time up, but hit a home run in that second game against West Mifflin the other day down there.
Just the second home run that the Red Raiders have hit so far this year. The other one was courtesy of Mr. Hawk, who's not in the lineup today, Tyler Hawk.
Yeah, I think you're going to have probably another courtesy runner here.
That'd be Wade Bruger, actually going in the books as a pinch runner.
Yeah.
With Nails being the DH. So Bruger to run here for Nails with Colton Dean, the 6th Red Raider to bat here in this bottom of the 3rd inning.
Dean, if he can get a hold of one here, really blow this game open for the Red Raiders.
Again, we play 7 in the high school game. That pitch a called strike to Colton Dean. 250 average. Tony mentioned that RBI on Tuesday against West Mifflin. Junior first baseman.
And as we said, they've already scored one more run than they scored against West Mifflin in 2 games.
Yes.
So good sign. Yes. And as you said, I agree with you. I think they need this game for some momentum, especially going back into section play, because they know how important those games are going to be next week.
And Ringgold's a team as well. They're fighting for their playoff lives. Uniontown's on the inside looking out. Well, Ringgold's on the outside looking in right now. Another well-hit ball. Gloved on the ground there from Alex and gets up. Throw over to first in time, and that's why he is an all-section shortstop. 6-3 out there. Alexson doing that all himself defensively for the West Mifflin Vikings to limit the damage here in the bottom half of the 3rd. But the Red Raiders tack 2 more on, and after 3, it's Uniontown 3, Mount Pleasant nothing. Here on the C.R. Parada Group High School Sports Day broadcast presented by Penn Residential, Essential Marcom, and Amy's Quote Room.
General Dentist Dr. Edward L. Wietek Jr. treats children, teens, and adults of all ages. Dr. Wietek performs all phases of general dentistry, including crowns and bridges, partials, full dentures, comprehensive orthodontics, root canals, bonded white fillings, dental implants to replace missing teeth and to stabilize loose-fitting dentures, and comprehensive exams and cleanings. Dr. Wietek's office is located on the National Pike, 1 mile west of the mall on Route 40. Call him up at 724-439-1616 for Dr. Edward L. Wietek, Jr.
Amy's Quilt Room is a full-service quilt room located in Uniontown, offering retail goods and an ample sewing classroom, welcoming sewers of all skill levels, from beginners to advanced. If you're enthusiastic about sewing, you may even want to consider joining the Quilty Pleasures Quilt Club at Amy's Quilt Room. You'll stitch fabric in friendship with every project. For more information, visit amysquiltroom.com or stop in to see them at 20 West Penn Street, Uniontown. Amy's Quilt Room, a fresh and modern twist to a timeless tradition.
I'm attorney Rob Harper, and I'm happy to be joining Bill Martin and Tripp Radcliffe at Radcliffe Law in Uniontown. I grew up in Uniontown and chose to make Fayette County my home. I also represent the county as an assistant district attorney, and I know my way around a courtroom. If you are hurt in an accident, buying or selling a home, need assistance with an estate or will preparation, call me at Radcliffe Law, 724-439-3939. The initial consultation is free.
Jeremy Kitts.
Making the law personal.
Jeremy Kitts leading off the top of the fourth here for the Mount Pleasant Vikings, taking strike one against Tate Musco. Tate so far in this game has yielded 3 hits, 2 in the first, 1 in the third.
Well, more importantly, 5 strikeouts. Nice
Another
pitch
nice
there.
breaking ball there, swing and a miss from Kitts.
I'm going to go back for a minute on that last play, and I got to give Alex some credit, Brian. You know, he went in the hole a little bit. He knew who was running. Obviously, Dean, not with a whole lot of speed, a bigger fella. And instead of going to second base, he really had no chance to get the pinch runner there, threw across and beat the runner by 3 or 4 steps. So nice play, just really smart baseball there by Alex and knowing where he was and who was in position on, who was batting and who was running.
Yeah, he's certainly a heady player, and we've seen a lot of high school baseball this year, and he has to be up there. And there's a swing and a miss, strike 3 now, 6 strikeouts in this game for Tate Musco, mowing another one down here to start the top half of the fourth inning. And you can just sense the guys that kind of have that feel for, you can tell when they're going to be a big-time player.
Yep.
And you look at what he does at the shortstop position and at the plate. Aaron Alexson, certainly that type of player for the Mount Pleasant Vikings.
Yeah, I would definitely agree with that. I mean, he's a nice-looking player to watch. I'll tell you what, nice game by him so far.
First pitch swinging there and sent through from C.J. Nestor past Mason Kuhn into right center field. And a 1-out single for C.J. Nestor, 4th hit of the game for the Mount Pleasant Vikings. Of course, we mentioned Mason Kuhn playing second base. His dad was a pretty good boxer back in the day, J.C. Kuhn.
Oh, yeah.
Fought around the area, had an opportunity to watch a number of his fights. And his son, a good-looking young player, just only a sophomore for the Red Raiders, a bright future ahead.
You're going to have Brady Painter as a courtesy runner for the catcher Nestor there. So Painter at first now with 1 out, and Luke Nicotero at the plate. He struck out his first time up.
Came in with a .269 average and 3 RBI. Sophomore third baseman for the Vikings. Musco's first pitch here, fouled off. Takes the count to 0-1. Nice to have you along back, Tone. I think in the last 3 games I've been solo, so it's nice to have somebody to talk to here this afternoon.
Yeah, I can tell you, I was watching. Matter of fact, I just got to text my boss, Dr. Buck. I don't know if his bride's listening or not, but we were listening to the game.
There's a little nubber, and this could be trouble as well.
That's a double play.
It's going to be caught. And as you said, the double play turn. Thought at first might be a little trouble, but Eric Odom charging and getting Nicotero from right. You had the courtesy runner Painter off the bag at first, doubled off over to Colton Dean to end the inning. So that's the second double play Uniontown has turned. That one going 9-3 to end the top half of the fourth inning. We'll go to the bottom of the fourth, a 3-0 lead for Uniontown over Mount Pleasant here on the C.R. Brada Group High School Sports Day. Broadcast presented by Penn Residential, Central Marcom, and Amy's Quilt Room.
Good times and good food. It's all at Potter's Bar and Grill on Morgantown Street in Uniontown, family owned and operated. Potter's has been a staple in the Uniontown community since 1950. So get out of the house and make your next night out at Potter's Bar and Grill on Morgantown Street in Uniontown. Call them up at 724-438-9835. That's 724-438-9835. Or visit Potter's on Facebook. We'll see you at Potter's.
Going on now at Fielder Chevy East.
Our customers can drive away in a new 2022 Chevy Equinox for only $239 a month. Security deposit waived. Stop in for a test drive or visit CHarperChevyEast.com. Chevrolet, find new roads. Lease is through GMF for well-qualified individuals at 10,000 miles per year, 24 months with $3,500 tax rate equity, and must have a GM lease or non-GM lease in household. Payment is for tax, title fees, and first payment. Security deposit waived. Sale ends May 2nd, 2022. While supplies last. Call dealer for all other details at 724-668-2231.
Did you know that you have a choice for your physical therapy provider? NovaCare Rehabilitation offers same-day appointments, and oftentimes you don't need a prescription from your doctor to see us. We will make sure that you are treated as an individual and will work directly one-on-one with you to help achieve your goals. You have tried the rest. Now try the best. NovaCare, Delaware Avenue in Uniontown. Phone 724-437-0556 to schedule your appointment today.
We have a new pitcher for the Mount Pleasant Vikings here in the bottom of the fourth inning. Luke Nicotera passed along some of his numbers. Nicotera was playing third base, Tony, so they're going to make a defensive change over there as well.
Well, I'll tell you what they did. They took Kitts and put him at first. So Kitts is at first. Nicotera is now pitching, and you got Drazel who's switching from first to third over here for Mount Pleasant.
So Drazel now playing third, as Tony said. Nicotera pitching, Kitts playing first. And at the plate for the Red Raiders here to lead off the bottom of the fourth inning, Eric Odom. It's Odom, Grego, and Uphold. Get you some numbers here on Nicotera as well. This is his third appearance. Has not factored in any decisions. 2.33 ERA. There's a ground ball. That one getting past the outstretched glove of Aaron Alexson into center field. Cole Chatfield with a relay coming in, but a single to center for Eric Odom, and the Red Raiders certainly have got the bats going throughout the course of this game this afternoon.
And we said they needed to. And really, this, like I said, gives them a lot of confidence going in, but a good start to this inning. And again, another seeing eye single right up the middle there.
Now Austin Grego coming to the plate. He had that double to right center field last time up. Uniontown a 3-0 lead over Mount Pleasant as we work in the bottom half of the fourth inning. Again, we play 7 here in the high school game. And Grego, first pitch swinging, sends in the netting. Takes the count to 0-1. We mentioned Grego, that double to right center field last time up. Back to Nicotera, has a 2.33 ERA, has worked 3 innings, given up 3 hits, just 1 run. It was earned, struck out 3 and walked 2, facing 14 batters coming into this game.
I'll get the final numbers here on Kitts here shortly.
That was probably planned just due to the fact that these teams have conference series coming up next week, and if you have an opportunity to have your full boatload of pitchers available, you want to make sure that's going to happen.
Oh, there's no doubt. I mean, this is a non-conference game. I mean, it's one of those things. You're going to try some things out. They only have 2 conference games left, which is amazing. I mean, but they're playing Ligonier Valley.
Correct.
And the thing of it is, Ligonier Valley has 2 more conference games after that. So that crucial series for them next week as well.
Showing bunt is Grego, bunted through it, pitch a strike. And Ligonier Valley and Mount Pleasant playing Monday and Tuesday. The Monday game at Ligonier Valley, the Tuesday game at Mount Pleasant. And the Vikings will have a couple of non-conference games against Connellsville and Yock to wrap up their regular season. But certainly they put themselves in a position to make the WPIL playoffs, but have not clinched as of yet. Ooh. And there's a called strike 3 there on Austin Grego for the first out of this bottom half of the fourth inning.
That pitch caught the outside corner. Grego got caught looking. So the first out of the inning.
And Ligonier Valley is one of those teams, Tone, on the outside looking in. They're 2-4 right now in the conference. Mount Pleasant at 4-4. But if Ligonier Valley is able to get a sweep and they still have another conference series to play, you never know. They could leapfrog the Vikings in the conference standings.
Well, they actually did that last year and knocked them out of a playoff spot. Ligonier Valley, they had a split in the series, and Mount Pleasant was the team that got knocked out with the tiebreaker. So they have some revenge to put on Ligonier Valley next week, so I'm sure they're looking forward to that.
It was very rare not to see Mount Pleasant in the WPIL playoffs last year. It seems like year in and year out, their playoff contenders always have a great program there in southern Westmoreland County. You go back to 2019. They played in 4A, actually won a first-round playoff game up at Seton Hill over Ringgold before losing to Blackhawk in the quarterfinals. Or in the playoffs in 2018, lost to Burrell and had a nice run, lost in a WPIL title game in 2017. Runner going, throw down to second and hopped away from the glove there of the second baseman, Luke Golkowski, covering the bag. That'll go as a stolen base there for Eric Odom.
Yeah, nice job there. Got a good jump. and able to steal the base, put himself in scoring position. So now Tanner Uphold with a chance to drive in the fourth run of the game for the Red Raiders.
The Vikings lost that WPIL title game back in 2017 to Riverside, then lost in the first round of the States to Huntington as Tanner Uphold goes down. So it's back-to-back strikeouts for Mount Pleasant's Luke Nicotera, coming on in relief of Jeremy Kitts here in the bottom half of the fourth inning. Now you have Odom down at second, 2 outs in the top of the order, and Christian Thomas due up here for Uniontown.
Well, sweet swinging Christian Thomas right now.
Swing at the first pitch and foul it off on the right side. Takes the count to 0-1.
Hit 2 bullets off of Kitts his first 2 times up. So he set a shot in the gap in left center field for a double, and then a hard single right past the glove of Alexson. So Thomas looking for an RBI. As we said, he scored 2 runs today here as well.
Behind 0-1 here. The 0-1 pitch on the way, high and inside, and gets away there from the Mount Pleasant catcher, C.J. Nestor. That allows Odom to get down to third.
Well, not a very deep backstop here, so I'm not so sure that Odom's going to try to score on a pass ball, but if anything kicks away back there, you never know. Red Raiders might get another run on a pass ball or a wild pitch.
And now a 1-1 count from Nicotera to Thomas, and a called strike 2.
Thomas didn't agree with that one. Wanted something up just in his wheelhouse there. You can see he likes the ball low, right above the knees. He likes to drive that pitch. That's kind of where he's looking at right now.
And the 1-2 pitch on the way, breaking ball. Thomas stays alive, fouling it off into the netting. Count remains 1-2.
Nice job by Thomas there just to stay back on that ball long enough to get a piece of it and foul it off. Right now, you've got Nicotero trying to get out of a jam.
Hunter Chukchak due up next.
Pitching from the stretch.
Another 1-2 on the way, breaking ball. Just missed.
I think Blue thought about it.
Yes.
he looked like he might have pulled the trigger there for a minute and then thought twice about it. So
takes us to 2-2.
Yeah, fortunately for Christian.
2-2 on the way, high. Takes us to 3-2.
Well, and again, as we said, Thomas with a great speed. If he can get on first, next thing you know, he's going to be on second. Chukchak, I'm sure, will take a couple pitches. Have 2 runners in scoring position rather than 1.
Mount Pleasant needs a strike here from Nicotera. Payoff pitch to Christian Thomas. Well hit on a line and into center field for another Red Raider hit and another RBI. So Christian Thomas driving in Eric Odom. First run scored of the game for Odom. 3rd RBI of the season for Christian Thomas, who's 3 for 3 today.
I'm going to have to ask his grandmother, Sandy, what she fed him.
Yes.
Boy's on fire. Whatever she gave him to eat, she better keep feeding him that. That's
and
for
he'd
sure.
see that Monday and Tuesday for sure.
Yeah.
Now Hunter Chukchak, 5th Red Raider coming to bat here in the bottom of the 4th inning. To tack another one on for Uniontown. Score now up to 4-0. Called strike there on Hunter Chukchak.
Yeah. Again, Chukchak squared around the bunt. Thomas stealing second base easily. So now another runner in scoring position. Chukchak looking to pick up his 2nd RBI of the day.
Drove in Christian Thomas back in the 1st inning. Now the 0-1, Nicotera to Chukchak.
Whoa.
That ball sent foul on the right side.
A little bit late on that one.
2 strikes on him now.
As you said, too, one of only 3 seniors here for Uniontown, so we'll congratulate Hunter.
8 hits already in this game for Uniontown.
8 hits. 7 in the last 2 game series. I keep going back to that. Maybe just need this little wake-up call and get ready.
2-strike pitch, called strike 3, and Chukchak goes down to end the inning. So the Red Raiders end up stranding 1, but they get a run here in the bottom half of the 4th. So we've played 4 already, and it's a 4-0 lead for Uniontown over Mount Pleasant here on the C.R. Bronner Group High School Sports Day. Broadcast presented by Penn Residential, Central Marcom, and Amy's Quote Room.
To Uniontown and trade me in.
John Clinton from 40 Uniontown. Now, I've heard that April showers bring May flowers, but how about new vehicles? Well, I guess that's just wishful thinking. So don't get left out in the storm. Stop, click, or call our friendly staff and let us explain our reservation program. First, we go over, in detail, vehicles that we have inbound. Then we go over all the incentives and pricing, If you have a trade, we do an on-the-spot trade appraisal. We make a deal, and when your vehicle arrives, you pick it up. It's easy like Sunday morning. If you have a bit more time, we're happy to place a factory order just for you. And I know you've all heard about historic used vehicle values, so don't miss out. And speaking of used vehicles, we have more than 80 on the lot, and most are certified with factory warranties. That's President Award-winning Ford of Uniontown, top of the hill across from Applebee's or FordofUniontown.com.
Marketing communications is an essential part of every business, but identifying an effective marketing strategy can be tricky. If you're interested in growing your business but unsure of where to start, contact Essential Marcom to begin the discussion. From business and product naming to logo design, website development, and social media, Essential Marcom collaborates with local startups and existing businesses to maximize customer reach. Learn more about the Essential Marcom capabilities and view their portfolio at essentialmarcom.com. That's ESSENTIALMARCOM.com, or by contacting Dana at essentialmarcom.com.
The Uniontown lead now up to 4-0 over the Mount Pleasant Vikings. Moving along up to the top of the fifth inning. Tate Musco still on the hill for Uniontown. It's Reed Safranco, Connor Drazel, and Brady Poole due up here for Mount Pleasant. Hitters 7, 8, and 9 in this top half of the fifth. Safranco struck out swinging to end the second inning. Vikings so far this afternoon have scattered 4 hits, yet to pick up a run.
And we'll have to give Nicotero a little credit there, too, in that inning. He did give up a run, but struck out 3 guys in the process. So all the outs coming via strikeout.
Musco long looking to Colton Sparks. A time called.
Tell you what, Musco hasn't thrown a whole lot of pitches here.
No.
I mean, I had it in my
hasn't thrown a whole lot of pitches this season.
I had it in my bag. I should have had my pitch counter here. I'm slacking on the job. Just one day back from vacation, yes. Brian. So
swing and a miss. Not sure if you're with me or if Gary's with me Monday and Tuesday. Guess we'll find out over the weekend.
I'm always a game day decision anymore. That's okay. I can take it. I'm a utility player, brother.
0-1 to Sofranco. That's a little one-hopper past the catcher, Colton Sparks. Evens up the count at 1-1. In 2 games on the air next week, Monday, Uniontown and Ringgold. Tuesday, Laurel Highlands and Elizabeth Forward. The following week, we'll have the Uniontown Laurel Highlands series for you Monday and Tuesday, and then Laurel Highlands Senior Day game against Albert Gallatin the following Thursday. And that'll wrap up the regular season already. Hard to believe we'll be into the playoffs.
It's what's hard to believe. Season I was looking today, the WPL is saying that all the conference games have to be completed by May 12th. Just a short season. You know, everybody looks forward to this, and next thing you know, it's over in about 6 weeks.
Yeah, by far the shortest of the, you look at the football season, the basketball season, high school baseball season's here and gone in 6 weeks.
Yep, unbelievable.
Swing and a miss there from Sofranco.
But hey, I got to finish my shout out because I got to thank Dr. Dave Buck and his wife Lorraine again for their hospitality and let me stay down in Delray Beach, Florida. They're listening right now. So thanks again. We were actually listening the whole time to you, Brian. We were sitting out on the porch, and we were having a couple adult sports drinks.
Appreciate that.
And listening to you guys, and, thanks for the shout-outs then, too.
Another strikeout, Musco sending down Sofranco. Froze him for the first out here at the top of the fifth. That's 7 now in the game for Tate Musco.
Musco's pitching a nice ball game. Only has 1 walk to go along with that. Giving up 4 hits so far. It looks pretty good.
Keeps on pitching like that, he's going to see more time in the red hitter rotation.
I don't think his dad would mind.
You got a good one, too, obviously, with Christian Thomas and Hunter Chukchek.
You know what, though? It's always special when you have a lefty in high school.
Correct.
Because people struggle, and Musco's pitching a great game right now. Different angle. You see 99% right-handers in high school, and he's doing a nice job here today.
Swing and a miss there from Connor Drazel, and that's why you wonder how much usage you want to give him here today just to make sure you might need him on Monday or Tuesday in relief. You never know how those games are going to go.
Well, that's the thing.
Next pitch to Drazel. Hit on the ground. It'll go to short. Chukchek booting it. Rare mistake there from Hunter Chukchek.
Rare error, but I will say this. That ball came up on him right at the last minute. I mean, he was down on it, ready to make the play, but that ball just took a funny hop right towards the end. And Chukchek, like we said, normally with great hands, but just couldn't pull him up in time to get that play. So
goes E6.
We're going to have to go E6. So Drazel gets on board for the second time. He had a single his last time up in that third inning.
Bring up Brady Poole now. Sophomore left fielder batting .240. with 2 RBIs. First pitch here to Poole, breaking ball, and it should be a strike. No, they say off the plate.
It was kind of interesting. I was waiting to see if Poole, I mean, I can't imagine you're going to play any small ball right now. You're down 4 runs and you're in the 5th inning. But I was kind of surprised Poole didn't turn around to bunt there.
He sacrificed last time up. Take a strike here to even up the count at 1-1. As you said, you look at this juncture of the game, you're only playing 7. You're already here in the 5th, so you're down.
You get
now to 8
7
outs
left.
Yeah. 8 outs left.
About 8 outs left, yeah, I'm sorry.
But if you sacrifice yourself, you're down to 7.
Yep, exactly.
That one a called strike 2.
Musco hitting his spots again. As you said, 7 strikeouts so far, only 1 walk, 4 hits. You've got Grego playing even with the bag. You don't need to worry about a bunt here. Play at full depth and try to turn a double play and get out of here.
2 strikes on Brady Poole, and this ball grounded again to Chuck. Check makes the play this time, flips to second for 1, back to first. They turn the double play. 6-4-3, going Chuck, Kuhn, Dean to retire Brady Poole and Connor Drazel to end the inning. So that's the 3rd double play the Red Raiders have turned defensively so far in this game. We'll go to the bottom of the 5th. All Uniontown cruising right now, 4-0 over Mount Pleasant. Senior day for the Red Raiders here on the CR Parada Group High School Sports Day broadcast presented by Penn Residential, Essential Marcom, and Amy's Quote Room.
Mom Maruka's Pizza Shop, located at 64 Barton Mill Road in Uniontown, is your prime place to enjoy local high school sports. Mom Maruka's is family-owned and operated where pride of ownership certainly shows. The Sampson family carries on the tradition of homemade pizza, salads, subs, and wings. Mom Maruka's is open Monday through Saturday, 4 to 10 for indoor-outdoor dining and takeout. Call 724-438-9066 or visit MomMarukaPizza.com for their menu.
Going on now at Sea Harbor Chevrolet.
Our customers can drive away in a new 2022 Chevy Equinox for only $239 a month. Security deposit waived. Stop in for a test drive or visit SeaHarborChevy.com. Chevrolet, find new roads. Lease is through GMF for well-qualified individuals at 10,000 miles per year, 24 months with $3,500 cash rate equity, and must have a GM lease or non-GM lease in household. Payment is for tax, title fees, and for payment. Security deposit waived. Sale ends May 2nd, 2022. While supplies last. Call dealer for all of the details at 724-929-8000.
Did you know that you have a choice for your physical therapy provider? NovaCare Rehabilitation offers same-day appointments, and oftentimes you don't need a prescription from your doctor to see us. We will make sure that you are treated as an individual and will work directly one-on-one with you to help achieve your goals. You have tried the rest. Now try the best. NovaCare, Delaware Avenue in Uniontown. Phone 724-437-0556 to schedule your appointment today.
Uniontown a 4-0 lead over the Mount Pleasant Vikings. As we move here now to the bottom half of the 5th inning. Musco, Sparks, and Nails due up for the Red Raiders, facing Luke Nicotera starting his 2nd inning in relief for the Mount Pleasant Vikings on the mound. First pitch missing there for ball 1. Our good buddy Ware Gladman checking in on the live stream. My man,
Ware. Always good to hear from him. Miss seeing him.
Yes. I mean, he's around the area. He can stop down at Bailey Park this afternoon.
Oh, yeah.
Catch some of the action. Fouled off there from Musco. Take 1 for 2 today. Grounded out 6-3 back in the 1st inning. Singleton scored a run in the 3rd.
I think he and Coach K are looking for a Saturday afternoon at one of our sponsors, I think they were telling me. Potter's with the rehab up there. I think we're going to, he's looking to
ground ball. It's a fair ball down the 3rd base line. Drazel there. Long throw over to first in time. Retire Musco 5-3. You mentioned Potter's undergoing some renovations. I was joking with Harrison earlier in the week about maybe putting in some breakfast after dark down there. He told me it's not in the cards, though.
Come on. You got to have enough space for you to make you your bacon and eggs after those basketball games.
Yeah, I love coming in late and, getting some breakfast at Potter's after dark.
That's right.
Really cap off the night, but I don't think it's in the cards with the current renovations. We'll see. Maybe he'll surprise me. First pitch called a strike there from Colton Sparks.
They got all those things that you can make eggs and stuff on TV. Maybe you just pick something up, put it on the counter for you, man.
We'll see. He'll surprise me one of these days.
Yeah, he'll take care of you. Harrison will do you up.
0-1 now. Nicotera to Sparks. Sparks 0 for 2 today. Takes that pitch inside. Came in, though, with a .344 average and 9 RBI. Senior catcher for the Red Raiders. One of 3 Uniontown seniors honored before the start of the game. And Nicotera set for the next pitch here to Colton Sparks. Colton taking that one.
Ball just a bit outside.
Red Raiders scored a run in the first inning. RBI single from Hunter Chuck driving in Christian Thomas. Able to tack on 2 more in the third. Christian Thomas started that inning with a single. Tate Musco also singled. And you had Wyatt Nails come through with an RBI. Musco drove in Thomas, then Nails drove in Musco. And the Red Raiders getting another run in the fourth. Christian Thomas driving in Eric Odom.
And they've spread the wealth.
Yes, they have.
No doubt. Although Thomas, man, he's on fire right now.
Nails taking, or check that, Sparks taking another pitch here with Wyatt Nails due up next.
Yeah, you can say the meat of the order. No doubt.
Literally.
4, 5, 6, man. And trust me, I'm not poking fun because it's not like, I could cast a pretty big shadow myself.
Those guys are the Tony Hanula breed.
That's
and a
right,
walk
baby.
on there
That's
from Colton
it.
Sparks. Now bring up the sophomore Wyatt Nails. Nails 1 for 2 today. We mentioned his RBI single last time up. Popped up to the then first baseman Connor Drazel back in the first inning. We'll get a pinch runner here. Opportunity to get Cameron Jackson on to run. Sophomore wearing number 2 with plenty of speed.
I know when we were in Florida, my boss said, let's go swimming. I said, swimming? I wear that swimsuit like Popeye. I got to have the one with the tank top, all that one piece, man. I can't. I ain't showing his body to the world. It scare people, little kids especially.
Ware checking in. What's up, fellas? Red Raiders trying to extend their 4-0 lead. Dugout's been vocal here tonight.
They're cranked up on
yes,
senior
they
night.
are.
Yeah, they're ready to go.
Need to carry that over to next week as well. Nails now showing bunt, pops it up, but it's going to bounce and stop.
My.
I was like one of your wedges there, Tone. Stopped right on the line. It's a bunt single for Wyatt Nails. So Wyatt Nails beating it out down the first baseline, bunt single. And that thing just died right on the chalk.
When he popped it up, I'm thinking that's got to have some side spin. It's going to spin out foul territory. Ball just stayed right there.
Now first and third.
Now they're going to have another runner. I'm thinking for Nails.
Who's going to get out there?
That's going to be 19.
Aiden Martin.
Okay. So he's okay. So Nails is done because they've pinch run for him twice.
Correct.
So can't be disappointed with that bunt, though, buddy.
No. Now you'll have Dean at the plate, and the Red Raiders with 2 on and 1 out, already up 4-0. As we operate here in the bottom of the 5th inning on Senior Day at Bailey Park. First pitch swinging there, ground ball too short. Play made, Alex in the second for 1. Back to first, and safe at first.
Safe. Ball was dropped.
Ball was dropped there by Kitts. Vikings thought they turned it 6-4-3. It just goes to Alexson on to Gokowski for 1. And the Red Raiders did score a run on that play as well.
Yeah, so the courtesy runner out 6-4. Dean on a fielder's choice.
Picks up his 7th RBI of the season.
Exactly.
And you had Sparks' courtesy runner score the run.
And sorry we didn't catch who that was, but regardless, now you have Dean at first, now with a 5-0 lead.
Chaz Lambie to run now for Odom. No, check that for Dean, with Odom coming to the plate. And the lead now at 5-0 for Uniontown. Red Raiders now 5 runs in 5 innings so far today, spreading it around. Now 2 outs as we work here in the bottom of the 5th. Luke Nicotera on for his 2nd inning of work after Jeremy Kitts worked the first 3 for the Vikings.
I think that Coach Musco just trying to get everybody in this game.
I agree. First pitch swinging sent foul there. Good thing we have a fence in front of us.
Oh, I couldn't have made that play.
No. Might have hit you in the face.
Wouldn't have hurt anything.
Knock some sense into you, right?
I don't know about that either. Got a long way to go.
So Odom digging back in, and he's 1 for 2 today. Stole a base and scored a run last time up, and he'll crank this one to deep left center field. Look out, back to the wall, over the head of Cole Chatfield. rounding third, and heading for home now is Chaz Lambie, and Lambie will score the 6th run of the afternoon for the Red Raiders. RBI double for Eric Odom. So Odom now 2 for 3 today, and the Red Raiders tack another one on.
And Odom coming alive as well, Brian. That's a nice shot, too, again in the gap. Center fielder Chatfield really had no chance at all to get to it. So driving in a runs, Odom. Now the Red Raiders with a 6-0 lead.
Maybe we'll get to 10 here, Tone, after 5. That would be it.
Yeah, well, see how things go. I tell you what, they're swinging the bats, though, today. It's good to see, and I'm sure Coach Musko's happy about it, too.
Austin Grego now at the plate. One of the biggest outbursts we've seen so far this season. Grego, another hard hit ball, glove down there. Alex, and from his knees, throw over to first.
Nice play.
In time, wow.
No,
save.
he did, yep.
Once again, the ball came out of the glove of Jeremy Kitts.
Tell you what, you got to give him an infield single, but, man, Alex, and another nice play. Kitts, I thought he actually had it. He went for the scoop, but the ball just came out of his glove. So infield single for Grego.
You still owed him down at third, so
right.
Still 6-0. Now runners on the corners, 2 outs here in the inning. And you have Tanner Uphold at the plate. Second, check that third at-bat of the game for Uphold as the Red Raiders finishing their 3rd trip through the lineup already. Uphold takes the first pitch low for ball 1. He's 0 for 2 today.
Yeah, grounded out on a hard shot to Alex in his first time up and then struck out his last time up. That was against Nicotero, his second at-bat.
Next pitch here to Tanner. This ball is down the third base line. Fair ball. Charging on is Brady Poole. It scores Eric Odom. Holding up at second is Austin Grego. The lead now at 7-0. First RBI this season for Tanner Uphold.
Well, a nice hit there. Took it right over the third baseman and it fell in. So now we're going to have a conference at the mound. They're going to go out and talk to Nicotero, try to settle him down a little bit.
And you might see a pitching change here. Whole infield coming in. The Red Raiders now leading 7-0. You have a batter coming to the plate here that can essentially end the game in Christian Thomas. If Thomas comes around to score.
Well, thing of it is, if he puts the ball in play like he did earlier, he's got a shot to drive in a couple runs.
It looks like for the moment they're going to stick with Nicotero. You look at this inning for the Red Raiders now. Thomas will be the 8th Red Raider to bat here in this bottom of the 5th. Inning started out with a ground out from Tate Musco. Colt Sparks walked and scored a run. Bunt single from Wyatt Nails. Dean got an RBI on a fielder's choice. Eric Odom an RBI double. Austin Grego infield single. Then Uphold RBI single to left. And Thomas at the plate for the 4th time today. He's 3 for 3. Takes the first pitch here for a strike, 0-1.
And a nice-looking pitch here by Nicotero. Just trying to get out of this trouble, but I'd like to see Thomas not rooting against anybody, but like to see him go 4 for 4 here today.
Runners on first and second. Lead at 7-0, and Thomas popping this one up in foul territory on the right side. Will go over the fence and out of play.
Off the path.
Doing a lot of construction here as well in the outfield, building the Sheepskin Trail extension. Really have to credit all the folks from the city of Uniontown, of course, led by Mayor Bill Gerke, our good buddy Mookie John helping out as well. City Council, they're doing a lot here to try to improve Bailey Park as Thomas fouls another one off on the right side. They held a pretty nice community cleanup day here this past Saturday, Tony, and got things picked up, a lot of trash cleaned up around the area, and good to see the whole community coming together for those type of events.
I'll tell you what, it looks nice. Looks like the old Bailey Park,
yes,
I
it does.
say.
They've added some new recycling and composting centers as well to the city. And just good to see those type of improvements. We'll throw over to first. Head first slide back safely there from Uphold.
Yeah, trying to catch Uphold. Kitts was playing behind him and just snuck in behind, tried to catch him sleeping over there. Good job by Uphold to get back.
Vikings will have 6 outs left to work with in the top of the 6th and top of the 7th if we get there. Again, they're down 7-0. Red Raiders could end the game here if they get it to 10-0.
Yeah, I don't think Thomas is going to see too many fastballs here.
No.
He's seen a lot of breaking pitches he's been able to foul off, but can't imagine they're going to try to sneak a fastball by him the way he's been hitting the ball here today.
And one of the bigger offensive outputs of the season from Uniontown. They did score 11 against California earlier on this year in a non-conference game. Ground ball here. Should be routine for Alex, and throw over to first this time. Keeping it in the glove as Jeremy Kitts over at first. And Thomas retired 6-3. The first time Thomas has been retired in this game. But the Red Raiders send 8 men to the plate, score 3 additional runs, and after 5, at Uniontown 7, Mount Pleasant nothing here on the CR Product Group High School Sports Day broadcast presented by Penn Residential, Central Marcom, and Amy's Quote Room.
With branches in Markleysburg, Connellsville, Hopwood, Uniontown, and Perryopolis, Somerset Trust Company is truly Fayette County's community bank. We invite you to stop by and experience the Somerset Trust Company difference. Local decision-making, convenient locations, extended hours, award-winning online and mobile banking, and more. Somerset Trust Company, community banking worth talking about. Branches and ATMs throughout Fayette County.
On the go? No time to stop? That's when you'll love Peachin Pharmacy's curbside pickup at Peachin Market in downtown Connellsville. Next time you have a prescription to get, let Peachin Pharmacy make it easy for you. Call ahead at 724-626-9600 or send a message. Let friendly curbside pickup keep you right where you want to be, in the driver's seat.
Peachin Pharmacy, your local pharmacy.
Penn Residential is a human services agency providing around-the-clock services and supports for individuals with intellectual and developmental disabilities. Their residential homes are located in local communities to offer residents quality care while also encouraging autonomy. They're a fast-growing company offering rewarding employment opportunities to direct support professionals interested in making positive impacts in the lives of others. ESP positions start at $16 an hour and will receive a full benefit package after 90 days. For more information about current career opportunities, visit PennResidentialInc.com/careers.
Graydon Plume, the new pitcher for the Uniontown Red Raiders. Uniontown a 7-0 lead over the Mount Pleasant Vikings. And for Plume so far this season, just his 3rd appearance on the mound for Uniontown, has faced 12 batters, has not factored in any decisions so far this year. Plume has yet to yield a hit, but did give up 2 runs. They were both earned and had 1 walk. Interested to see how that ended up playing out. Had 5 strikeouts. Had struck out 2, hit 5 batters by pitch, by 5 batters that he faced were hit by a pitch so far
means
this
he
season.
loaded a couple bases
up, yeah. So that's how he gave up, without giving up a hit, gave up 2 earned runs so far this season.
I talked to Coach Jimmy Burns about this kid last time we did the Uniontown game, and he said he just throws BBs, probably in the mid-80s. Big kid. He's about 6'5", 6'6", and hides the ball well. That's one thing I noticed. I watched him pitch a couple of those innings of the JV game, and the way he comes back, he hides the ball extremely well. Like, you're not picking it up until it's right on top of you, and he got some heat, so just needs to work on the control, and guess what? He can be a huge factor here for this Red Raider team down the next couple years.
He has Lane Golkowski behind 0-1. Golkowski has been on base safely in both plate appearances. Infield single in the first, walked in the third, puts it on the ground here, going to Kuhn at second. Throw over to first in time to Tate Musco, who's now playing first base for the first out of the inning. He goes 4-3 on the ground out. First time Golkowski's been retired this afternoon and 1 away here in the top of the 6th with Uniontown leading 7-0 over Mount Pleasant. Brian Morozak alongside Tony Hanola. Jerry Dupay behind the camera. Bill Madden back inside our WVU Medicine Uniontown Hospital studios. I'll be with Bill tomorrow at Prime House Direct at the Laurel Mall from 12 to 2 o'clock.
I was listening this morning. I heard where you can come meet your favorite WMBS personality.
Yes, it's going to be.
You're not taking soup?
I'm not taking soup. It's Bill and myself.
I was going to say.
Foul off there from Cole Chatfield, the freshman center fielder, who's 1 for 2 today.
West Virginia's favorite son not going with you?
You would think Stakes and him kind of go hand in hand.
Well,
I should have invited him.
Yeah.
He probably would have jumped to the opportunity.
Never too late. If he's listening, Soup, you're in.
He might bring a grill up there. Grill out outside of Rural King tomorrow.
You'll be putting that all on the corporate expense.
Yes,
you'll be having a company picnic at Rural King parking lot.
And Bill and I out there 12 to 2. Plenty of giveaways. WMBS T-shirts, lottery tickets. Who knows what else we'll dig out of the WMBS prize closet for tomorrow night, or tomorrow afternoon from 12 to 2 over by Rural King. So 1 out here in the Top of the 6th inning, all Uniontown leading 7-0. Again, we play 7. Vikings down to their final 5 outs.
Sparks getting the signs from the probably pitching coach LaPresta. I'm trying to see who's sitting on the bucket there making the motions.
Good opportunity for him to get some work here late. Ground ball going to first. Musco will make the play, 3 unassisted for the 2nd out of the inning. Reminder of more high school baseball Monday and Tuesday next week. Monday, we're back here at Bailey Park. I think we'll be in the same location, Tony. I like this location.
It's pretty good. I mean, the only scary part is we're police taped off here.
Yeah, by Jerry Dupay.
Yeah. You said they wanted to draw chalk, but they didn't have enough. You wanted me to lay on the ground. They didn't have enough chalk. What are you doing?
Put a couple of ketchup spots down there.
Yeah, that's it. That's it.
Now, Aaron Alexson coming to the plate. Aaron surprisingly 0 for 2, came into the game with an average above 500 and pops this one up.
Thought it was coming to us.
I did too.
Nah, I think it's on the other field. This is a good battle right here. This is Plume facing a very nice player in Alexson. So far today, struck out and got on a fielder's choice, but you can tell he's just got the mannerisms. Like I said, great fielding shortstop. I like this kid a lot.
A great defensive game today for Mount Pleasant. Now trying to get something done here at the plate, taking that one inside.
Brian, that wasn't inside. That was behind him.
trying to give Plume the benefit of the doubt there.
No, well, that's the thing. You know what? Inside, he's a big kid. He's a hard thrower. You know what? He just needs to work on mechanics a little bit and just got to figure out where he's got a release point. And this kid's going to be a stud for this team. I'm going to predict it right now.
Only a sophomore. That one high. Good glove down there from Sparks.
Yeah, he
keeps Sparks on his P's and Q's, too, throwing the ball in the way he does.
Yeah, he does. Yeah, he just needs to find that release point. He just, I'm watching him. Like I said, he hides the ball extremely well.
This pitch on the way, ripped from Alexson down the first base line into the corner. This will be extra bases. Alexson on his way to second. Odom with the relay coming in. It'll be a stand-up double for Aaron Alexson.
And he just got right on top of that fastball. Plume got behind in the count. And Alexson able to stand up and just drive that belt-high fastball down the right field line. Odom did a nice job getting to it, but obviously Alexson does not want to make the last out at third base.
I'll bring up Jeremy Kitts, who's 0 for 2 today. Grounded into a 4-6-3 double play back in the first inning. Struck out swinging in the 4th inning. And Kitts trying to get on base for the first time here this afternoon. A little step off there from Plume.
You know, one thing I did not do, Brian, is I didn't give you Kitts' final numbers.
Go ahead. You can pass
he pitched 3 innings, gave up 3 runs. They were earned. Had no walks, 1 strikeout, and gave up 6 hits in 3 innings of work. And right now he's on the hook for the decision.
Took a strike there.
So, yeah, I forgot to pass those on earlier. And I'll give you Musco's numbers now. Musco, 5 innings, obviously no runs. Had 7 strikeouts, gave up 5 hits, and only 1 walk. So nice game by Tate Musco on the mound today.
Went inside to Kitts again. Kitts came in with a .267 average and 3 RBIs for the Mount Pleasant Vikings.
The Vikings looking to break this shutout right now.
And like Uniontown, trying to ride a little momentum into next week. And series against Ligonier Valley for the Vikings. Little nubber here going to Kuhn at second, and he's unable to come up with it. Go into right field. Now score Alexson. You have to score that one E4.
Yeah. I mean, again, that ball came up on him too, but
should have been a play.
Yeah, he could have. Yeah, he had to go to his right a little bit. Tough play, but yeah, we're unfortunately gonna have to give him an E, and that's gonna score Alexson.
Make it 7-1. Still on the top of the 6th inning. 2 outs. C.J. Nestor coming to the plate. Sophomore 1 for 2 today. Came in the game with a .333 average and 4 RBIs. Plume now, the first pitch here to Nestor. Breaking ball, that was actually behind him as well. And that'll allow Alexson to get down to second. Or check that, that'll allow Kitts to get down to second.
Yeah, just tried to throw a breaking pitch there and looked like it kind of just came off his hand wrong. So now Kitts in scoring position. Still 2 outs out here in the 6th inning. Plume looking to finish this inning out.
Nestor at the plate. That pitch called strike.
A nice looking fastball right there. Caught the inside corner.
As you said, Plume has to be a tough guy to face because you don't know what you're going to get from him.
Here's what I know. Here's what I was trying to mention. Watch his right hand. I mean, even from here, you can't see it until he's ready to make the pitch.
There's the release, a little inside that time to C.J. Nestor.
I mean, he hides the ball extremely well, especially for a big fella like that. But, I got to imagine it's extremely tough to pick up if you're batting.
Especially if he's throwing heat.
Well, there's heat right there.
Called strike. Now 2 strikes on C.J. Nestor.
Yeah, I'm just because I watched whenever we were here for the Elizabeth Forward game. I was watching him for the first couple innings there, and it's like, oh, man, this kid got a lot of potential. And he just got to find a strike zone, and if he can learn to hit spots, boy, he's going to be dangerous.
Thought he could have finished off Nestor there. Pitch just missed.
Tell you what, teach him how to throw circle change. Go from 88 to about 70. He'll have people swinging 3 times like Bugs Bunny.
Glances back at second. Delivers again. That one a little low for ball 4. So Nestor walking, giving the Vikings now runners on first and second with 2 outs here in the top of the 6th. And the lead at 7-1. And now head coach, or check that, assistant coach Joe LaPresta coming out along with Colton Sparks to talk to Graydon Plume, the Uniontown pitcher, came on in relief of Tate Musco, worked the first 5 innings for Uniontown here today.
Yeah, just trying to settle him down here a little bit. Just working, just find your release point. Whatever you did there, just remember it. It's funny. We were in Florida, and it's like we've been playing golf for how long? How can your swing change from swing to swing?
Yeah.
It's the same thing with a pitch. You just got to get in the groove and just got to figure out where you're at, and there you go.
Luke Nicotera now, the 6th Viking to bat here in this top half of the 6th inning. Just to let the guys in the studio know, you guys might have an open mic back there. You can hear Bill talking to Jerome back at our WVU Medicine Uniontown Hospital studios. You guys might want to silence that microphone with Luke Nicotera at the plate. First pitch here to Nicotera, nub foul. The count 0-1.
Interesting first pitch swinging there. And he was looking dead red, too.
Vikings with Kitts on second, Nestor on first, and Nicotera at the plate. Down 7-1 here in the top of the 6th inning. The right corner program with John Lavery on the way right after high school baseball. Be followed by Penguins hockey here on WMBS. Swing and a miss. A couple of strikes now on Nicotera.
Final game for the Pens, huh?
Regular season. The playoffs will start probably Monday or Tuesday.
Yeah, they got to get a lot of them in. That's why.
Yeah.
There's a season. The playoff season is as long as the high school baseball season in hockey.
And you might have the finals going on until 4th of July weekend.
Yeah, no kidding.
That one high, getting away from Plume. Runners will advance. Down to third goes Kitts, and to second goes Nestor.
Yep. I think basically what Coach LaPresta said is come out, throw fastballs, and challenge this guy. If he catches up, good. If not, we're out of this inning.
Yes. Nicotera digging in here again. Here's Plume. Glance at second. Pitch on the
Whoa,
way.
nice
Breaking
pitch.
ball called. Strike 3, and that'll end the inning.
Made me look stupid, huh?
So Plume gets his first strikeout. Vikings get just a run here in the top of the 6th. We'll go to the bottom of the 6th. Last chance for Uniontown to tack on a little insurance. Up 7-1 here in the CR Product Group High School Sports Day broadcast presented by Penn Residential, Central Marcom, and Amy's Quote Room.
Going on now at Seaharbor Chevrolet.
Our customers can drive away in a new 2022 Chevy Equinox for only $239 a month. Security deposit waived. Stop in for a test drive or visit SeaHarborChevy.com. Chevrolet, find new roads. Lease is for GMS for well-qualified individuals at 10,000 miles per year, 24 months with 3,500 tax rate equity, and must have a GM lease or non-GM lease in household. Payment is for tax, title fees, and for payment. Security deposit waived. Sale ends May 2nd, 2022. While supplies last. Call dealer for all of the details at 724-929-8000.
Casey's now offers a sit-down banquet hall at 65 Lebanon Avenue in Uniontown and can seat up to 50 people with kitchen facilities available. Bring your own food or let Casey's fine staff cater it for you. a perfect intimate setting for your small affair, such as showers, reunions, or after funeral dinners. For all information, phone 724-550-4126. That's 724-550-4126. 724-550-4126 for Casey Sports Cafe. Amy's Quilt Room is a full-service quilt room located in Uniontown, offering retail goods and an ample sewing classroom, welcoming sewers of all skill levels, from beginners to advanced. If you're enthusiastic about sewing, you may even want to consider joining the Quilty Pleasures Quilt Club at Amy's Quilt Room. You'll stitch fabric in friendship with every project. For more information, visit amysquiltroom.com or stop in to see them at 20 West Penn Street, Uniontown. Amy's Quilt Room, a fresh and modern twist to a timeless tradition.
We're back here at Bailey Park. New pitcher for the Mount Pleasant Vikings is Cole Chatfield. And for Chatfield, Tony, this is his first varsity appearance ever. He's only a freshman, has not thrown in a varsity game yet this year.
Well, give him a chance here in this non-conference game. You're trailing right now 7-1. Come in and see if he can go through an inning. We're trying to see what the other changes were. It looks like
might be Don Kalemba out in center.
That's who I think it is.
Taking Chatfield's spot.
Tough to see the numbers.
Vikings with those blue numbers on the red jerseys. First pitch from Chatfield to Hunter Chukchak, a little high for ball one. Red Raiders sent 8 men to the plate in the bottom of the 5th inning.
Well, you got Drazel, I think, back at first. Nicotero's at third.
Chatfield misses low there, 2-0 now to Hunter Chukchak. Chukchak 1 for 2 today. RBI single in the first, grounded out 6-3 in the third, struck out looking in the fourth. 2-0 on the way. That one just missed to Chukchak, 3-0 now. Chatfield trying to settle down. I have to think some nerves here, even though the score's 7-1. Pitching in a varsity game for the first time. Finds the strike zone on the 3-0, now 3-1.
Yeah, I'm just trying to tally up some quick numbers here for Nicotero.
3-1 on the way, high for ball 4. So leadoff walk issued to Chukchak here to start this bottom half of the 6th inning. And for Mount Pleasant, they'll be down to their final 3 outs in the 7th. It'll be hitters 7, 8, and 9. So Franco, Drazel, and Poole.
Chukchak with a walk. I'll give you the numbers on Nicotero here right after the Musco bats.
And Chatfield now, first pitch here to Tate Musco. High, good catch there from C.J. Nestor, the catcher, 1-0.
So Nicotero's final numbers, he pitched 2 innings, gave up 4 runs, all earned on 6 hits. He had 3 strikeouts and 1 walk.
1-0 now, fouled off by Musco, takes us to 1-1. At least an opportunity for some of these kids to throw here late, Tony, as you said, a non-conference game, score at 7-1.
Yeah, if you want to see if they can do any varsity action, that's the thing. As we said, Brian, that this season is so short. So you're going to play 10 to 12 conference games. You can only play 20 games at the most. In the beginning of the season, you're trying to figure out who you want to play where. You're not given a whole lot of chances because just the way it opens up.
And really, you have so many challenges. Number one, the weather. You can only start so early just because of the fact that you have winter kind of lingering around, and this year with all the rain we've had in April. And then you have the end of school, so you have to finish up the state playoffs at some point in June. And if you look at the way the state playoffs go right now, they actually extend them out over about a 2-week period, even though you're only playing 16 teams in each classification that get in. You play usually series on Monday, then Thursday, then Monday, then Thursday again. And the only way really to shorten it up is maybe to condense maybe the state playoffs over a week period. Then you can take another week away there and get an extra week of the regular season. Same thing with WPILs as well. You have at most 16 teams in any classification as Chukchak gets down to second on a pass ball from Cole Chatfield. But you really spread out the WPIL playoffs. And most are going to play 4 games, probably start around May 15th, and you'll have WPIL championship games first week in June.
Yeah, Memorial Day weekend.
It's usually after the week after Memorial Day.
Yeah.
There's a ground ball right up the middle, and unable to make that play was Alex in the shortstop. So Chukchak's going to score a run here for Uniontown, and the lead now up to 8-1, and going down to second is Tate Musco. And we can actually see this game possibly ended here in the bottom of the 6th as well. If this lead gets up to 11-1, it's at 8-1 right now.
Musco picking up his 2nd RBI on the day. Chukchak scores easily. And that was the first play that we saw where Alexson couldn't range to his left to get that one. He'd done it a few times, but it looked like that ball kind of came up on me a little bit and just skipped over his glove. So now you got Sparks with another runner in scoring position.
Lead at 8-1. First pitch to Sparks, misses for ball one. You have in the on-deck circle Mason Kuhn for the Red Raiders. Of course, Nails, they pinch ran for him twice, so he's not able to bat again. So basically you'll have Kuhn batting for himself. And there's another well-hit ball through on the right side. That'll score another run for Uniontown.
Ooh,
relay coming in. Maybe it won't. Quick relay coming in there from right the way. You had Musco around in the bag down at third. I thought for sure he was going to score on the play, but what a relay in from Sofranco out in right. So a single to right field there for Sparks. Musco hanging off at third. So it's still 8-1, but you have runners on the corners. We'll get another pinch runner. Actually, this will be a courtesy runner for the catcher, Cameron Jackson, on a run for Colton Sparks.
Right.
You can have the guys in and out as many times as you want courtesy running throughout the course of the day.
Well,
now you have Mason Kuhn. The guy's ribbing him a little bit. Mason stepping in.
Yeah, they're having a good senior day.
First pitch in there for a strike to Mason Kuhn. His first at-bat of the afternoon. They're talking about his wavy hair, maybe.
That's it, yeah. That's it. Giving him a little noise.
0-1 now. Little low. Throw down to second. High throw. Double steal on. Safe at second. Now Musco will score.
Yeah, I think the throw was just a little bit too high. You had Goloski coming in to try to cut it off, but I think it was a little too high. Actually went to Alexson. So you got a steal by Jackson. And Musco scores the 9th run of the game.
Now 9-1. And Mason Kuhn still at the plate. With Cameron Jackson now at second base. 8-run lead. Again, if it gets to 10 here in the bottom of the 6th, that'll do it. Vikings will be down their final 3 outs in the top half of the 7th. Again, we just played 7 innings here in the high school game.
I'm sure everybody live streaming can hear it as well.
Inside that time to Mason. Kid just wants to get up there, try to get a hit, leave him alone.
Yeah. Part of the game, man.
Yep.
Baseball's the greatest, I got to tell you.
Mason set to go again. Next pitch on the way, swing and a miss.
Just missed
Should
that
be pretty
one.
close to full here, 3-2.
Yeah, I think so too. There you go. 3-2, you are correct.
And Chatfield to Kuhn. 3 straight Red Raiders reach base here in the inning and make it 4 as Mason walks. And his run would end the game if he gets around to score. And Colton Dean on the re-entry will be at the plate. You get an extra base hit here, Tony, that could be it.
Yeah. Well, he hit the ball hard every time up.
First pitch a little high there to Dean. Again from the stretch. Chatfield's next pitch, fouled off there by Dean.
Dean trying to take that one deep, but that ball was inside a little bit. Just couldn't get the barrel to the ball. Just kind of fouled it off the handle.
Eric Odom in the on-deck circle for the Red Raiders. That ball popped up into right field and moving over there. So Franco able to make the catch. Tagging from second down to third is Jackson. So that's the first out of this bottom of the 6th inning. Again, Uniontown leading 9-1. Be a tough play out there for Sofranco with the sun.
Yeah, the sun's rough. You know, it's always right behind home plate. You're looking up, and it's just tough. Although Sofranco, I was impressed. He's got a nice arm. He showed a cannon there with Musco. Thought twice about scoring on him.
Now Eric Odom coming to the plate. Odom 2 for 3 today. A couple of RBIs and runs scored in this game for Eric Odom.
Let's see. Kuhn's not going to run.
First pitch misses for ball one here to Odom. Jackson down at third. Kuhn over at first represents basically the walk-off run in this game for Uniontown via the 10-run rule.
They're going to hold him on, but you're giving up a lot of room on that right side.
That one fouled off by Odom.
Was this the biggest run output tonight, or this?
11 for the
11.
season.
Okay.
They knocked off California 11-6.
Okay.
In a non-conference game. Came in 6-4, 4-4 in conference play. Ground ball here, and it's booted by Lane Galkowski. I think he probably should have let Alexson field the ball. Alexson was moving over from short, a little miscommunication there. Ends up going into center field and scores another run.
Yeah, how are we going to score that one, O'Brien? Want to give it an air? I don't know. It was interesting. It was kind of like both guys were going after it, but
I mean, he didn't make the play.
Yeah, I guess we're going to have to.
I'd love to score the RBI, but I think
in
that situation, a play should have been made. I mean, realistically, it could have been a double play ball.
Yeah.
First pitch a little low to Grego. So now you have down at second base.
It's Kuhn.
Kuhn with an opportunity to end the game. We're 10-1. We'll update our score bug down here as well to add the extra run on. So if they get it to 11-1, it would tie the highest run output of the season for Uniontown. Austin Grego, the 7th Red Raider to bat here in the inning, and we have just one out. That one high to Grego. Runners on first and second. Cole Chatfield, the third pitcher used this afternoon for Mount Pleasant. Jeremy Kidd started the game. Luke Nicotera on in relief. Now Chatfield throwing for the Vikings. Next pitch here to Austin Grego. Low.
Nice stop by catcher Nestor.
It's 3-0 count.
Tell him to sit back a little bit. Don't press.
Or 10-1 right now. You're going to get a strike, swing away, and end the game, kid.
Well, yes, that's what I was going to mention. They're either going to score. I was going to say they can only score 11, but not really. If you get Grego knock one out of here, you can beat your highest run total for
well, you
the
know
year.
you're probably going to get a strike.
Oh,
He
yeah.
did swing away on
Yep.
the 3-0.
Interesting. Yeah.
That was my thought as well. You figure the juncture of the game is a 9-run game.
Yep. I would too.
You've won out here in the inning. You swing away, put it in the outfield. The game's probably going to end. Now 3-1 pitch on the way. He's going to rip it into right. Let's see if it falls down. It does, back to the fence, and that should end the game.
Yep.
Rounding third. I know they're going to go station as they have to run. They got guys caught up here.
Doesn't
and now
matter.
they're going to send around
Doesn't matter anyway.
Mason Kuhn, and he'll score to end the game at 11-1. We'll actually have a guy out at second. That's going to end the game. 10-run rule.
Yep.
Uniontown up 11-1 over Mount Pleasant to give Grego an RBI, and the Red Raiders will have a senior day victory here over the Mount Pleasant Vikings. The win will improve Uniontown now to 7-4 overall. Loss drops Mount Pleasant to 7-5, and the Red Raiders win it 11-1 here today over the Mount Pleasant Vikings. We're back to tell you all about it right after this here on WMBS, Facebook Live, the Triple Live High School Sports Network.
Are you a small business owner who needs marketing help? Whether you're seeking a marketing professional to partner with on an ongoing basis or need assistance with a specific project, you'll want the expertise found at Essential Marcom. Central Marcom specializes in working with clients to build brands and establish effective messaging to reach customers. Whether you're starting up or expanding your business or need guidance on naming, logo design, website development, or how to effectively use social media, contact Dana at Essential Marcom. Dana's experience spans 18 years and includes working with local businesses as well as national and international brands on various types of marketing projects. Learn more about Essential Marcom's capabilities and view their portfolio at essentialmarcom.com. That's ESSENTIALMARCOM.com or email Dana at essentialmarcom.com.
Bad hair day? Bad day at the office? Bad day behind the wheel? Hey, stuff happens, even to the best of us. At least your car insurance rate doesn't have to take a hit. Get Erie Rate Lock from Erie Insurance. Gives you a great rate that stays put until you change a car, driver, or your address. Plus, seriously good service. Now that's something to smile about.
Your Erie agent in Uniontown and Ross Traver Township is Sproul's Insurance Group, 724-437-9812, or go to sproulsinsurance.com.
Erie Rate Lock does not guarantee continued insurance coverage and is not available in all states.
Kind of a special moment here at Bailey Park Landon Carlson getting an opportunity to bat here late, the Mount Pleasant team manager. The game is final at 11-1. They want to get Carlson, who's a senior, a little time here at the plate. Try to let him get one into play. And a special opportunity, all the teams on both sides behind Carlson. He's trying to put one in play here late for the Mount Pleasant Vikings. Just missed that one. Go ahead, Tone. I had your mic on.
Well, now that's, like I said, we got to interview him. He's a special kid. We tell you what, a nice kid. We had a great time with him whenever he was here for the Uniontown Mount Pleasant game down at Uniontown.
Yeah, for basketball earlier on this year.
Yes, he was.
And there go.
There it is.
Carlson with a pop-up, and that'll drop in for a hit for Landon Carlson.
Wait a minute. I don't think they're going to get him.
No, Carlson on his way to second. Throw got away. Carlson still going. They're going to send him down to third. But here's Carlson. They're going to keep it going. Carlson, they're going to send him home. Oh, it got away there from the catcher, Colton Sparks.
He's flipping the helmet. He's putting a slide on. Beautiful.
And Landon Carlson will score here for Mount Pleasant. What a special way to end the game for both of these teams. Carlson getting an opportunity to come out here late to end this contest.
Well, one of four seniors for Mount Pleasant. A nice touch. And tell you what, that's great.
And we're back with a final word right after this, 11-1, Uniontown over Mount Pleasant here on WMBS, the Triple Live High School Sports Network, and Facebook Live.
General Dentist Dr. Edward L. Wietek Jr. treats children, teens, and adults of all ages. Dr. Wietek performs all phases of general dentistry, including crowns and bridges, partials, full dentures, comprehensive orthodontics, root canals, bonded white fillings, dental implants to replace missing teeth and to stabilize loose-fitting dentures, and comprehensive exams and cleaning. Dr. Wietek's office is located on the National Pike, 1 mile west of the mall on Route 40. Call him up at 724-439-1616 for Dr. Edward L. Wietek, Jr.
UPMC Centers for Rehab Services on Wayland Smith Drive offers cutting-edge physical therapy. Jim Burns and his staff are residents of the community, treating sports injuries, neurological conditions, back pain, sprains and strains, joint replacements, hand injuries, and other conditions. They treat you efficiently and safely by taking all necessary precautions while disinfecting the clinic regularly. All insurance accepted. Experienced therapists. Convenient location and hours. Part of the community. Call the office with a prescription from your doctor or schedule by direct access 724-437-7500.
I'm attorney Rob Harper, and I'm happy to be joining Bill Martin and Trip Radcliffe at Radcliffe Law in Uniontown. I grew up in Uniontown and chose to make Fayette County my home. I also represent the county as an assistant district attorney, and I know my way around a courtroom. If you are hurt in an accident, buying or selling a home, need assistance with an estate or will preparation, call me at Radcliffe Law, 724-439-3939. The initial consultation is free. Radcliffe Law, making the law personal.
When your car is damaged, the name to remember is Ted Silva & Son Body and Fender Repair. Currently in their 59th year of providing quality, reliable service to the community, Ted Silva & Son offers complete collision service, minor to major repairs, frame and unibody repair, and glass installation. They will gladly blueprint your vehicle for repair, and they will work with your insurance company. With a paint booth that utilizes the environmentally friendly waterborne paint process, Ted Silva & Son not only cares for our community and our children, they care for our environment. Located on Atlas Road in Hopwood, it is the goal of Ted Silva & Son to alleviate the stress of an accident and assist you in any way possible. Family owned and operated for 59 years. Call 724-437-2351 for Ted Silva & Son Body and Fender Repair, LLC. Proud to sponsor local high school sports.
We're back here wrapping things up at Bailey Park, 11-1. The Uniontown Red Raiders defeating the Mount Pleasant Vikings. Tony has your game summary.
For the Uniontown Red Raiders, with an 11-1 win, they had 11 runs. And talk too much smack. Come on, man.
They're giving you a hard time. You're the nice guy out of our crew.
Yeah, I'm telling you. So they had 11 runs on 15 hits. They only made 2 errors, and they had 7 men left on base. The winning pitcher for them was Musco, getting the victory. For the Mount Pleasant Vikings, they had 1 run on 6 hits, 1 error, and they left 5 men on base. Losing pitcher today for them would have been Kitts. Hitting stars for the Red Raiders today, Christian Thomas, 3 for 4. Tate Musco, 2 for 4 with an RBI, and had to give credit to Thomas, 2 with an RBI. Wyatt Nails, 2 for 3 with an RBI. You had Odom, 2 for 4 RBI. Grego, 3 for 4. And Tanner Uphold, 1 for 3. And all with those guys with RBIs, too. So the bats came alive today for Uniontown. 15 hits after getting only 7 in those 2 games against West Mifflin. And looking forward to a big series next week against Ringgold.
We'll have the game for you Monday here from Bailey Park. We'll have Laurel Highlands and Elizabeth Forward for you Tuesday from either Hutchinson Field and Hopwood over Laurel Highlands High School. So a fun one this afternoon, 11:01, Uniontown over Mount Pleasant. For Tony Hanola, Bill Madden back inside our WVU Medicine Uniontown Hospital studios, and Jerry Dupay behind the camera on our Facebook Live video feed. This is Brian Morozek saying have yourselves a pleasant good evening. Stay tuned, the right corner with John Lavery on the way next, followed by Penguins Hockey here on WMBS, the Triple Live High School Sports Network and Facebook Live.
Looking for the highest quality.